We want change. We want change. We want change. We want change. We want a change.
Galentolu pule mulila pone. Ona po mulilia pone. Bakulu wa bakulu. Every
The sound magician. Wi-Fi on the beat, boy.
Twakupele votinga tawa bomba Twakupele votinga tawa bomba Tawali mone votinga tawa bomba Tawali mone votinga tawa bomba Pantuno mwaka Kuya bebele Twanakane mwe Mwachila mobufi Kuya bebele Twamwanele numa Kuya bebele Mwachila mobufi Mwalitula ile ona lebwa timukesa tupangira kwemisebo Twali mipele nevoti atimukesa tupangira kwemisebo Nimwewo mwatile mukesa tukulila nechipatala ifwe Nimwewo mwatile mukesa tukulila na masukulu kuno Ukutula potwa misalila ifwe Mwalitula baona lebo Imisebo ala ya yonaika Ichipatala takwaba kuno Abana besu basambilila mufimuti vya mango Bana mayo mapapila mungande Zipatala takwaba kuno Imisepila chose malofwa Bapepa vyebange Fama lelilo mufunda tawafika Nembuto tashafika Ukutula potwa misalila ifwe Mwalitula baona lebo Nomba lelo mabwela imwe Mulefwa ya tumivotere Twakupele votinga tawa bomba Twakupele votinga tawa bomba Tawali mone votinga tawa bomba Tawali mone votinga tawa bomba Pantuno mwaka Kuya bebele Twanakane mwe Mwachila mobufi Kuya bebele Akomwelele numa Kuya bebele Mwachila mobufi Uno mwaka tulefwa ya bakutubombera Nocha bakwisa kuno mukuzembereka Mukutwibira mano nga twabavotera abaya Nangu mwatupele ndalama tulepo kata twamivotere Nidonti kubeba wapoka walya Nidonti kubeba wapoka walya Ababina chimwe na mwekole uko bafuma balinaba Bayi kutapiza bala moko bafuma Bayi kutapai bala bati bakabwela Baja chikini nena mabanu inapana kaso Wala ona lebo mula beja Ukutula potwa misalila ifwe Walitula baona lebo Nomba lelo mabwela imwe Mulefwa ya tumivotere Twakupele votinga tawa bomba Twakupele votinga tawa bomba Tawali mone votinga tawa bomba Tawali mone votinga tawa bomba Pantuno mwaka Kuya bebele Twanakane mwe Mwachila mobufi Kuya bebele Akomwelele numa Kuya bebele Mwachila mobufi Pantuno mwaka Kuya bebele Twanakane mwe Mwachila mobufi Kuya bebele Akomwelele numa Kuya bebele Mwachila mobufi Pantuno mwaka Twanakane mwe
The sound magician.
And the straightforward election is people should vote. We have got many people in Nega who are waiting to vote. These elections, they were only announced yesterday in the night. Why do they announce elections in the night? During the MMD, elections were being announced 1 week before. Members, they prepare until the date of elections. Why in UPND they are announcing elections in our UPND party, announcing elections in the night? And the presiding officers, they are going to the areas and collecting the forms without other groups to come to vote. We don't want these elections. And the Professor Solomon should come up openly here. We are waiting for him. We will not go back home. We want him to come. The commissioner is hiding out. He's nowhere to be seen. Why is he hiding? Why is he hiding? We are here since morning. We are suffering. The president himself is not corrupt, but his followers, more especially in Mazabuga, the MP himself is corrupt with his group, because the group of the district is the group of the MP. Those are the people who are corrupt. We don't want them here in Mazabuga district. There must be a change. We should have new elections.
Concerns. Not wake dawa, no babole de ba commissioner. Walima concerns gomale izinga nywebo nonse awa. So kuma concerns gomale izingaria ingapati tia umuna buyope. Yabona kwamba kuti tumwitwambo tobamba ola abantu tuli genuine. Noti bantu kabamba ola kwambo tuli genuine, koti twambo tuyandika kubamba bwe yakubambolula gabo tukabo. Otherwise as a district we have taken note of your concerns and we apologize. Umukai kakuzwa kuseni kakunyina kumanini yakusikiye chino chini. So twazumina na kwamba kuti waje chino chindi tumulombe no bantu besu word by word waje chino chindi twandane bayaba chita submit my application mbabikakale mugati muya basiye muya ibata najita na uri bata najita bata nasiya ma application baonke basiye mwamana kwasiya tulindire ba commissioner igabo tuyaba yutupe guide concerning unobuzwa mbo twakala uzwa useni usiye chino chindi. I think as for now, Kokulomba Wesu, but it andane, then officially immediately after I have started our commissioner, about district to be able to communicate to the leaders to say the decision is like this. But what is Tumolombe no one? Mulomba, Yamamba to Kendela and Tome. Igumulomba Kondi Mulomba, a young Amaris, Nama concern. But information you put to Mugati about it, we take clarify now Gumandi and Novan to base. Does me have on this man's or tatwe. Then to Amana to and come to Zumana to Niago and Murabuga Tulere, Petica Gego Bamban. Yes, I do.
Mevaja kuta wanashenga ndapo ya kuni msono tutashaka kare submit mapepa mugato. Then how safe are they? Aribu ti safe mugati. Kambo ngakuna jeneka utindiza arasweka mwambi mboja nyongana kumatarikiro eso pomboya mwamba oti amapepa jare kwa kambo kupatira honse twachitaka indeno ave safe bose pakamene mukatwite kambo kuti asweke still mota kwechitike ende.
Yes.
Darumba.
Darumba. Ndizo ndiwirire limwe. Na okay. Yes mna.
Mebo kukulanganya kwangu. Uno kusena muya mu voting place muya mukarumu muya. Takuli safe. Bali kulomba byati mutu yandire vyenyimbi mbuli kulusumpuko bauti babika byo kalaini kwekando chichi babika mulembo kuya the rest bose bakede mu mukati muya balangira chitola kusena dani muya ngabachama ni plate mama figures muya otiko kulomba kwesu ne mutatu batatu siniki imaningi kuvotera ko kuno kamba tusinike imaningi twambati the behind security njoba nda kututu ali mujya kusupa ali leo ja kushika kwenye vitu kuli ba president ko kulomba
balumba ba monga
ime chintu chindabona bo mambati mayakutuma kuma leaders stem mot pandoda waona inochirika moto imbi indu na abantu tabajiyandi noti chintu majority tumba muntu wamba chintu chomwe chitwakanani na wano chobagaga then tukawati chavitirira ali ichi chipani chachiti cha muntu munganda pepe chipani twakachipengera ndamutonde akadi yangu ya mutupini koiri bambiti baninga sika nakusora kuchita chintu cherede kuti katubambulule itabi personal chijuno cha watata baka munganda mutabanyonga ma politics tawimbwa majority mboyamba tutobereje andika chibagaga bajigaga.
Okay.
Darumba mali
Galumba iza atu bantu mwendo basayima Aisha mubeba last ndilombe mubeba last
atu bantu omwe mebonda likulomba kuti buli mazabuka atu omwe buli mazabuka central no bantu bajesu tutalibo nyumbuli uchi wamba uti klase bana wamba uti baba makofizi namaka nawo vota ye ibusolo linguleza upha wamana na atwa salamu sololi atu salemu soli ngopi anda utatuberegere gabo bati sebo to bantu uti bapetera nyama utika mulya amana tukaliye kulwana kwaleka kulya nyama muba ulitola nyama onono andi musome wamba uti tusole eleza kumbere wamala wabo no masololi tulomba wamba kuti time bantu bamwaba balama program good time communication ibuzuba jindi chomwamba uti mwamana kukhala mulatwambira communication gibagabo ute kwa formula gibagabo ute wamba uti jihumo na kukhala kubola jihumo kubule utiga jale munsi bulega wamba uti 22 hours no kubola information. The answer is no. Communication giba in good time.
And the straightforward election is people should vote. We have got many people in Negenega who are waiting to vote. These elections, they were only announced yesterday in the night. Why do they announce elections in the night? During the MMD, elections were being announced 1 week before. Members, they prepare until the date of elections. Why in UPND they are announcing elections in our UPND party, announcing elections in the night? And the presiding officers, they are going to the areas and collecting the forms without other groups to come to vote. We don't want these elections. And the Professor Solomon should come up openly here. We are waiting for him. We will not go back home. We want him to come. The commissioner is hiding out. He is nowhere to be seen. Why is he hiding? Why is he hiding? We are here since morning. We are suffering. The president himself is not corrupt, but his followers, more especially in Mazabuga, the MP himself is corrupt with his group, because the group of the district is the group of the MP. Those are the people who are corrupt. We don't want them here in Mazabuga district. There must be a change. We should have new elections. And the straightforward elections, people should vote. We have got many people in Negenega who are waiting to vote. These elections, they were only announced yesterday in the night. Why do they announce elections in the night? During the MMD, elections were being announced 1 week before. Members, they prepare until the date of elections. Why in UPND they are announcing elections in our UPND party?
Petition with anyone. Not with our supporters, and not in the press. And to date, I want to say, to date, not even my closest friends have seen a copy of that petition.
Yes, that's true.
Not a single person, besides the 4 of us who wrote the petition, no other person has seen it. That is how truthful we have been. Whereas we were assured that we would receive feedback within the next few days, we were shocked to read on social media that the petition was thrown out and that the convention was declared free and fair. The petition was heard without the petitioners. Where on earth has anything like that happened? You receive a complaint from some people and you sit on your own and you say, no, these complaints are frivolous. Where does it happen like that? To make matters worse, the determination and declaration of the elections being free and fair was made by the same person who was the principal manager of the process. A student goes and examines themselves. They also mark their own script. How will they fail themselves? How can they possibly agree that there were anomalies? This is why now I understand Imingalato Pro Max. But this Imingalato Pro Max is simply what led Jesus Christ to the cross. Unfortunately for us, what followed the declaration that the elections were free and fair were ugly statements, very ugly statements against me and against the other unsuccessful presidential candidates. Very unkind statements. Statements such as, you are just bad losers. I don't think any one of you gathered here has heard me say a word about that convention. I have not heard a word from Chishimba Kambwe. I have not heard a word from Chitaru Chilufi. I have not heard a word from Greyford Monde. And yet, we're labeled greedy people. We're told we're jealous people. We're told we're bad losers. Our supporters are being harassed. Why have we become enemies? Why? Simply for exercising our right to participate in an election and exercising our right to read out to them or to write to them and explain that we are dissatisfied? Is that what causes us to be vilified? And now I'm even being accused of having dark corner meetings. The same people who are meeting with me in my house, the same people who are meeting with me here, are now saying I'm having dark corner meetings. If I meet 2 or 3 people, then they say I'm having dark corner meetings. Are they saying that because I lost an election, therefore I'm vanquished as a human being? I'm vanquished as a politician? Don't I have the right to associate? Now we're being told we're plotting. Plotting to do what? How can we plot to take over a no-name party?
Thank you very much, and welcome to today's program. And I know there are many people that are live at this time, but let's have this broadcast. We promised ourselves yesterday that we'll discuss the electoral process in general and the issue affecting the UPND conference. You've heard the various videos that I've played where members are calling for fairness. They are accusing principal officers of colluding with certain candidates. There's just chaos in some places. Violence erupted in Sesheke, where supporters of Romeo Kangombe and Frederick Misewezi clashed. We've seen in Mazabuka supporters of Gary Nkombo and President Hakainde Hichilema clash. We've seen in Choma there are various complaints against the manner in which the UPND is holding its conference. And this conference arises from the various issues before that. There's Charles Longwe, who has gone to court, and he has said the mandate of the UPND expired a long time ago in February, and that those whose mandate expired cannot call a fresh conference. And he took this matter to court, and he sought the court's intervention that those whose mandate expired cannot hold a general conference, and he wanted the court to allow the appointment of an interim committee that should then oversee the process. There is a judge, Ruth Chibabuka, who has dismissed the petition, but beforehand, Charles Longwe, as petitioner, took the judge to the Judicial Complaints Commission for misconduct, high misconduct, because she refused to hear this matter, and then she has dismissed it under extreme suspicious circumstances. So the misconduct of the judge, Ruth Chibabuka, has been taken to the JCC, and what Charles Longwe has done, other than taking Justice Ruth Hachitapika Chibabuka to the JCC, she's Justice Ruth Hachitapika Chibabuka to the JCC. Remember, she later dismissed his petition. People were expecting them to appeal. They've not appealed. Instead, they've launched a fresh application with the same demands. Because they are citing misconduct by the judge, in their view, this matter has not been to court because Justice Ruth Hachitapika Chibabuka has misconducted herself, and the chaos in the UPND continues. We had a press conference by our senior leader, acting president, Given Luwinda. He's the senior most leader in our party because he's been acting president for the last 5 years. He was highly respected by the late President Edgar Lungu. He left him many times as acting president, even when he came. And remember, when he went to South Africa, he still left Honorable Given Luwinda as acting president. There was an attempt to do a coup d'etat on Given Luwinda when he was Tonse chairperson, and to remove both Given Luwinda and Nakachinda, Raphael Nakachinda. President Lungu came in very hard and still stopped the process that was designed to remove Honorable Given Luwinda and reinstated him as chairperson of Tonse Alliance. He hasn't spoken. We held the elections in the last 20 days. We held the general conference for the Patriotic Front. Of course, he explained the circumstances under which we held the conference. He stated that to respect the court of the Kabwe High Court, the conference was held under no name so that no one should be cited for contempt. But in all essence and intent, it was a Patriotic Front conference, and I've continued to call it as such, as the Patriotic Front conference, because it was by the Central Committee of the Patriotic Front, National Conference of the Patriotic Front, and General Membership of the Patriotic Front. Luwinda explained why they had chosen no name. This was to escape any type of litigation or contempt of the existing injunction that was from Kabwe. He made various remarks, including his dissatisfaction of the process. He complained against the manager of the election. He complained about the process, and he said there was a 16-point petition that was submitted to the national chairperson, Honorable Jean Kapata. He's not happy that matter was resolved without hearing from them. But when you scan in all these things, that when you look at the speech by Honorable Given Luwinda, both his actual speech and his off-cuff remarks, what it comes down to, ignore the emotions or anything else, is that he's called for unity. He's discouraged the petition that was launched yesterday by the Patriotic Front to challenge Mao Sampa's judgment. He has said we have not received joy in the courts of law, and is discouraging the leadership from taking that route. He thinks that Mao Sampa is still with us. Mao Sampa, remember, he holds the position deputy national secretary in our party currently is acting. In place, we have Raphael Nakachinda, Secretary General, and Nixon Chilangwa. But because of the circumstances they find themselves in, we have two people that are acting in the Secretariat. That is Celestine Mukandila and Honorable Mao Sampa. And in his view, Honorable Mao Sampa held that press conference reaffirming himself as president, well, because the court has given him that right, but more so because he feels that Mao Sampa is merely protecting his staff, especially after what is deemed as insults against him since his previous press conference that he held last Friday. And in the estimation of Honorable Given Lubinda, Mao Sampa is still a member, is still amenable to be spoken to, and he has offered himself to mediate between the Makebi Zulu camp and Honorable Mao Sampa. And you will notice that in the entire 1 hour press conference of Honorable Given Lubinda, he didn't mention Makebi Zulu. However, he mentioned that he mentioned the general conference that was organized by himself, of course given to the Electoral Commission and the chairperson for elections and manager of elections. He says he's not pleased with the outcome. He's surprised by the outcome, and that's why he petitioned. However, he says after the Lenten period, after the Holy Week that has just passed, he has decided to accept that the election of Makebi Zulu, he didn't mention him, he said the outcome of this process of the General Conference is God's will. God has willed it, that the outcome should be as it is. It's God. It might not please Given Lubinda, but he says that in time you will see why God made the matter in this fashion. So, and he says we discontinue the matter in court. He's offered himself as a mediator. He understands that he has good rapport with Mao Sampa. And Mao Sampa is justified to call himself party president because of the legal outcome. And he blamed it on us. He says we didn't prosecute the case very well. The judge says we were laissez-faire in attitude. He says we didn't prove that Mao Sampa's conference was illegal. The burden was up to us to demonstrate without doubt that Mao Sampa's conference was illegal. So he justified that the Judge Concepta Chinyanywa Zulu, took advantage of our lax or laissez-faire approach to this case. I remember when Stephen Kampiongo was one of our main witnesses, testified, some senior members were not happy. They said it was a bit casual in the manner he demonstrated. He knows the law, he knows the party constitution very well, and he has attended party conferences of the Patriotic Front. He was very sure of his facts, but many people felt he wasn't convincing in a judicial manner. That was our main witness. So Honorable Given Lubinda was explaining this scenario in those circumstances. And the last thing he said is, two last things he said. First, all he demands is respect for himself. He hopes that the party leadership will still hear his petition and his concerns, that they can resolve this and move forward. There's another matter, he says, when we held a no plan, no name conference, is that the leadership, the flag bearer who will be chosen, the purpose was to choose a flag bearer, and the party has chosen a flag bearer. But the next step is to make that flag bearer stand on PF or stand on a special purpose vehicle. It remains a decision of the leadership. Number two, that the losing candidates in this case, himself, Dr. Chimbaka Mbwili, Greyford Monde, Dr. Chitalu Chilufya, that the leadership, I think, of Makebi Zulu should meet them and resolve this issue. And to Mao Sampa, he says Mao Sampa has a duty, is duty bound to respect his own agreement that he made with us in March 2025, when we agreed on the consent agreement. He had reconciled with the late president. So Honorable Given Lubinda was taking a high pedestal, throwing the back to Mao Sampa. Mao Sampa, you agreed with us. You agreed that when this case has ended, the PF should be to the legitimate owners, of course, who are led by Given Lubinda, in this case now, Makebi Zulu. What do I make of Honorable Given Lubinda's press conference. For me, like I said, strip away the emotions or the off-cuff remarks. The heart is in the right place. Honorable Given Lubinda wants unity and is being practical. The case of appealing into court, yes, he has gone through it the last 3 years. And he says, we are not going to have joy in the courts. 3, he's just called for respect. And he has denied very strongly allegations that the meetings he's been purportedly having, that he's been plotting against either the leadership, meaning the leadership of Makebi Zulu, or any other person. He has refused that. He says his house has always been a place where everyone has been meeting to discuss the fate of the Patriotic Front. Even in this late hour, he's still trying to hammer a deal between Miles Sampa and the leadership and making Miles Sampa commit to what we agreed. I've seen various interpretations. The media, of course, will scream. Lubinda says no name conference. Lubinda, they'll pick those tidbits. But the overall context is that Honorable Given Lubinda's called for unity of purpose, not just in the PF, but also in the opposition. He said that's a sacred duty that the late President Edgar Lungu left him with, that he has a duty to unite the PF and to unite the opposition. And he says he'll keep on going towards that path. He has rejected assertions that he wants to join UPND. He laughed it off, that people were speculating that he was going to hold a press conference and join the UPND. He says he's not going to the UPND. He will still work. He's available, and he's told the new leadership in the PF to approach him to help unite the PF, help unite the opposition. And also, he has offered himself as a mediator between himself and Miles Sampa. With all this, what do I make of it? First of all, I welcome the speech by Honorable Given Lubinda. He's taken a lot of thoughts. You could see, first of all, the pain in him, especially when he talked about what he perceived was treachery and betrayal and how he attempted to resolve that issue. But he's come round. He says it's God's will that the results of that general conference that he had organized, the results are God's will, he says. And for me, I welcome that speech for that reason. He's a mediator he's offered himself to be a mediator between Miles Sampa and Makebi Zulu. I also welcome that. Honorable Given Lubinda's had long-standing relationship with Miles Sampa. They fall out, they come together. They fall out, they come together. But they've been good friends for many years. And I hope that we can exploit that relationship that he has. On the matters that are in court, I will insist that we don't withdraw the matter that are in court. I will insist for the various reasons, the key reasons why that matter should be appealed to. First, the judgment was very bad. The precedent is creating is terrible for our country. But number 3, Miles Sampa did not win that injunction on his own. Miles Sampa did not win that injunction on his own. He won it. The dividends should go to Robert Chabinga and Morgan Ngona. So it would be folly to assume that the party is back to Miles Sampa. It is not. It is partially back to Miles Sampa. And we know that the final destination for the party, in the view of President Hichilema, who is the biggest puppeteer of this entire process, is that it is just on lay-by with Miles Sampa. The final station is that it should go to Robert Chabinga, who's declared that is an alliance member of the UPND. That will be the final destination. You can bet with me that will be the final destination of the Patriotic Front. They want to take it to Robert Chabinga, who takes it to UPND. And it's for that reason. If Miles Sampa was the only defendant, Raphael Nakachinda on one side and Miles Sampa, and the two, we had that outcome. If even me, I will encourage Honorable Given Lubinda to help us patch the differences. But unfortunately, that part where Miles Sampa is at, Morgan Ngona remains the Secretary General. Our hopes, our eternal hope in the courts of law is as usual. the 14th, again, we want to pin our hopes that there will be an outcome that will be favorable. Again, for me, it's illusionary. We should learn from what has happened since 2023. Every day, every court hearing, we hoped that the party will be given back to us because the facts have been glaring in our favor. But day after day, we got disappointed. We got butchered. We got hurt. And for that reason, I still think that one day we'll get the PF, maybe not under this government, but we should keep the court matter active. That judgment is terrible. And two, the beneficiaries are three. Ismail Sampa, Morgan Ingon, and Robert Chavinga. Even if at this date, on this date, we agree with Ismail Sampa, and we agree with him, the process can be sabotaged by Robert Chavinga and Morgan Ingona, who still have that stake in that process. So yes, I think I welcome the views and powerful views made by Honorable Given Luwinda. After great reflection, he was heart-bearing, he was honest in his conversation. I might not agree with him or there, but he's our most senior leader. And this is my caution to members of the Patriotic Front. Let's respect Honorable Given Luwinda. Even the last time there was a major threat to our party, I came here and I said his acting president was left there by the late President Edgar Lungu. If you respect Edgar Lungu, you should respect Given Luwinda. I make that call even today. Because when we disrespect Given Luwinda, his supporters are going to disrespect the leader of the PF now, who is Makebi Zulu. That's what it does. So you respect Given Luwinda, his supporters and himself who also respect the new leader. He has offered himself as a statesman of the party. He's the most senior leader remaining. He can help, in patching the differences. He should be a bridge builder. But for him to be a bridge builder, all of us have to help him and recognize him in that new role as a statesman of the party. I'll encourage that we do not attack Honorable Given Luwinda. We see sincerity in his speech. He's only human, but he's given it after a 20-day reflection. We held our general conference, I think almost 20 days ago on 21st March 2021, and he has only spoken now. So for me, it was good that he laid bare all his feelings, his concerns, everything was contained in the speech. Then it is up to the leadership of the PF, led by Makebi Zulu, to deal with this matter. Let's go back to another matter. Next Wednesday, political parties are supposed to file nominations. There are various letters that have been written. On one side, the Movement for National Renewal has written to the Registrar of Societies, given them 48 hours to register Sangwa's movement, that it should be registered, because there is a court judgment that was issued on 2nd April. That court judgment is a big milestone. It has given a deadline. It has given the executive to come up with a proper political parties bill in the next 1 year. It has also set some calendar items that should be achieved within a certain period, and it has also suggested that the Registrar of Societies should remove all encumbrances. The political right, is a fundamental right. Civic and political rights even have a convention, the United Nations Convention on Civil and Political Rights, and it's enacted in our country. We have respected it. It's part of our constitution. You cannot denigrate such a fundamental, both domestic and international right, to regulations that take away that right to participate in politics. And John Sangwa knows how to do these things. He just doesn't want to hold a view. He petitioned the Constitutional Court, and the Constitutional Court has ruled in that judgment of 2nd April 2026. Tonse Alliance, Brian Mundubile and his team have also written to the Electoral Commission of Zambia and they are demanding a meeting. I saw my dear brother Chitalu. I saw my dear brother Chilufya Tayali, because I was speaking to the other Chitalu, but Chilufya Tayali is urging the Tonse Alliance to be registered. He says that way they'll be given audience, and he was cautioning ECZ that ECZ should not meet Tonse Alliance because they are not a registered party. I agree with him to the extent, let me give an example. Honorable Fred Membe, Dr. Fred Membe, who yesterday I congratulated, he was giving his viva voce for his PhD that he's doing with the University of Zambia. He's doing economics and finance, and we congratulate him. A PhD is a labor-intensive process intellectually. The amount of work you need to put in to obtain a PhD is very hard. He runs a People's Pact where he has Bob Schinga, he has other people that have joined him. That People's Pact, I can tell you, is registered. It's not registered as a political party, but it's registered. Just like Peter Sinkambazi, he has a similar thing. It's not People's Pact, it's named something else. It's also registered, but they've registered it under PACRA as a not-for-profit enterprise, not-for-profit organization. Because you can register a society either as a non-profit under PACRA or under the Registrar of Societies as a society. There are many NGOs that are registered under PACRA. Initially, all non-government organizations should be registered under the Registrar of Societies. Hence, these things you've been seeing where some people register them as non-profit, as a limited by guarantee, company, not for profit, and then all the Registrar of Societies. What we to do is when we create the Political Party Act, all political parties will be run by a political party administrator, and they'll move away from the Registrar of Societies. And I think then amendments can be followed where the Registrar of Societies is strengthened to run all societies, from churches to any societies. So the People's Pact under Dr. Fred Membe is registered. I would like to appeal to Tonse Alliance to do the same. The registration under PACRA takes only 1 day. It doesn't take long. You still can register PACRA now to PACRA Tonse Alliance as a not-for-profit organization. And many NGOs I know are registered not under Registrar of Societies, but under PACRA. So that there is no excuse by the Electoral Commission of Zambia to say you are not a legal entity or you are not a registered entity. This will be my advice even to Pamosi Alliance, the PF Pamosi Alliance. You still can register it as a not-for-profit organizations. Can these alliances participate in elections? No, they cannot. They are NGOs. Only political parties, our constitution is very clear, can participate in elections. But when you are registered under PACRA, you can open a bank account, you can receive money for it, you can run things very well in a legal manner. It becomes a legal personality and it can be sued or it can sue. That is about that letter on Tonsem. Today, Brian Mundubile, I haven't scanned the media because I didn't sleep the last 2 days. When people talk about sleepless nights, for me, they are real. When you are dealing with these issues, we want to acknowledge and the different time zones. Sometimes I'm kept awake because Zambia is awake, yet it's midnight here. And when I want to go to sleep, Zambia is asleep. For me, it's just now daylight. And I have work to do. I have people to meet. I have organizations to meet. I have things to run. So, and I have to do them while Zambia is asleep. When I return home, Zambia is awake. And when we have an emergency matter like we had the press conference by my dear brother Mal Sampa, you see it. that the core is so packed and the matters to be resolved. Sometimes I have to attend meetings. So my 2 days haven't been kind, and the weight of lack of sleep may show. But so I don't know if Brian Mundubile today reported to the police. You can tell me in the comment if he did, because the police have been pursuing him. And yesterday, I condemned the action of the police, like they did to our dear brother, Vauden Harry Findlay, where they ambushed him before the family, abducted him, and you could see the pain in Vauden Findlay and also the family that was witnessing his abduction. The police should never, we may have differences with the President Hakainde Hichilema. We may have differences with his system, but please at least be human. Spare our family from this pain. Issue a call out. If you are looking for Brian Mundubile, issue a call out. He's a law-abiding citizen. The police have confiscated my phones 3 times. They've confiscated Brian Mundubile's phone calls. Just this first time, they confiscated, I think, 2 or 3 of his phones. My plea to get my phones back have fallen on deaf ears. In one case, I had to go to court to compel the flying squad that had gotten my phones, because we're issuing contempt proceedings against the Attorney General. And then, the flying squad called me. This was a matter where that night when JJ Banda was abducted and was taken to Medlands Hospital, and I was filming that live, the brutality of the police and how they, then began to yank him from the treatment room, removed the drips and the treatment was received, and was taken to a waiting ambulance from Maina Soko. There was Jack Mwimbu in the car park, and there was this huge contingent of that. We don't have, what are they called? The police, the VIP police that manned the president, and the C5 from Central Police. So the 2 units came to get JJ because the police commissioner had failed. We had stopped him, me, Brian Mundubile, and Binwa Mpundu. We had just formed the barrier and we said no. And then the sisters to JJ were also, for them, that was very good. They just screamed at the police. And because I'd gone live, obviously the police really wanted JJ and they didn't want him away from them. So this contingent of C5 and the team from State House just descended on Medlands Bank. And I was the first victim, the way they lifted me up and got my phones, and literally, again, hit me. So it's extremely traumatic. So give back Mundubile's phone. Please give back Mundubile's phone. If you are looking for him, issue a call out. Don't humiliate us. We are national leaders. All of us, any of us, Makebi Zulu or Given Lubinda or Fred Membe or Brian Mundubile, Manuel Mwamba, Harry Kalaba are potential presidents. And if you have a president who carries out vengeance and recrimination, Kwisa Mitamfia Bonse, like Hichilema did in 2021, he just swept everyone. He had this grudge to punish those that had humiliated him. But you don't want that. Sometimes all we expect is professionalism from you, the police. Why don't you issue a call out? Why don't you issue a call out? We are law-abiding citizens and we'll approach you. We will come with our lawyers prepared, but than to subject us into fear. There are many times I didn't sleep home because I feared that the police will come and ambush me. I was telling you the matter when we had heard that they were going to ambush me. I didn't sleep home. I even went and we packed our studio equipment for the podcast. We packed and put them away, only to learn later that it was an abduction. They meant to abduct JJ Banda, Clement Tembo, and myself. This was after ECL had appeared in in Lusaka CBD. So for their reasons or whatever it is that we had embarrassed the state, and they decided to take very crude method. Abduct Clement Tembo, abduct Emmanuel Mwamba, abduct JJ Banda. That trauma is not good for police. We are men, we are families. Spare the pain. Inflict the pain on us, but spare our family. What you did to Vauden Findlay is totally unacceptable. In front of his wife, you don't introduce yourself. In front of his children, you don't introduce yourself to Findlay. Then you abduct him like he's a robber. You put him in a very tiny small car. And this is a very big man. You put him in a Kavitz where you are 4 of you. I don't even know how you sat. Maybe you sat on top of him. And then you speed away with there are 12 of you. Is Findlay a flight risk? Findlay gets permission from court to go to medical treatment. He goes on his own, he goes to South Africa. When the medical treatment is complete, he comes back. Is he a flight risk? Why would you exert so much pressure on Findlay? Why? And for our people that are not known, I'm a party cadres, for them, they really brutalize them. We at the top may suffer some form of light tortures, form of inconvenience. But our ordinary members, they are tortured. Ask Zumani Zimba and these co-accused. They tortured them for 2 weeks. This was the ones that were alleging that they were gassing. You know that he got an acquittal in that. So our lower members are never spared. They are treated with a full brutality, through just brutality, torture. Look what they did to our new member of Central Committee, Rizwan Patel. Same, where they even take him to lie in the bush, in the maize field, and they tell him, Lelo, say your last prayer, you're gone. They cock the gun and they fire it just above his head. And he had trauma for months. His ears, he couldn't hear. And then they had brutalized him, put him on a campelwa. One day, the police, someone will pay for the crimes you are doing against us. These are crimes against. So treat Brian Munduwile and any of the senior leaders very well. Just issue a call out. In the comments, you can tell me if Brian Munduwile went to the police today. I haven't followed up. Like I said, I just came out quickly to prepare for the conference. The lines are open. Make your contributions. We are discussing the UPND General Conference. There is chaos. There is violence. They are fighting that is been organized in a sham. Some were being told that because of the supporters of maybe the supporters of Gary Nkombo across Southern Province, they said, let them go home, then come at 02, we vote. A lot of irregularities. The angels have been exposed. Charles Longwe has gone back to court. First, he has reported the judge who threw away his application. He says she misconducted herself. So Justice Ruth Hachi Tapika Chibabuka, who threw out that application, has been taken to the JCC for misconduct, and he has relaunched the application in the courts of law. I've got my first caller, and the lines are open. You can discuss any of the 3 issues I've raised. The conference of the UPND and the chaos that is there. Honorable Given Lubinda's press conference, which I've welcomed, and I think that he spoke very well. And I said, strip out the issues. He's speaking for the first time in 20 days. Look at the core message. For me, the core message was admirable. He wants unity. He is discouraged us from going to court. And he wants those that are aggrieved, the losing candidates, should be met by Makebi Zulu and the leadership, or even the senior council of leaders in our party. You have a view, please, and then the arrest of Brian Munduwile, impending arrest of Brian Munduwile, the call out and the harassment. Any of those issues, you can speak to them. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, this is Donosca. I'm calling from Italy. Good evening, Mano Mwamba.
Kanawe Sama Bombeni, how's Italy?
We are okay. These 2 days now, the last 2 days we have sunshine. I'm telling you. I went out of the house and I went like
yava kuzambia techiveshi vevye tupitamo ululu wa mpepo ngomwaiva kuchalo cha mpepo riri ni kuchalo cha mpepo. Our people may not understand what we go through. Ukambo kupepa kasuva.
Kufuma ne mukulu. Kufuma. Ukwikala pansi ne muntu abasajja bakinomba bapombo. Imo mwalifita. Ushirombe mwafita no mwantela kasongo. Nefo kuba musungu.
Mwanafika kui.
Get out.
Emkwai. Yola ndenpo mwewa kalamu.
I am quite sorry. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for this. I think the program is wonderful. It's a wonderful program. And I really appreciate. You amazes me all the time when I listen to you. How you try to be so cool when the situation seems to be a little bit tense. You really amazes me, and I appreciate you. And I think this is one of your, power and your strength in your career. Really, my compliments. So now I come to what I'll talk about the brand, not Gideon Luvinda's press conference.
MQuai.
And MQuai. In Wamba, my position is that we love our country. We condemn what is evil. We appreciate what is beautiful. So I don't have the hate against anybody. I don't have a preference of love against anyone. So now, on this issue, I would like to say Balubinda, it took a lot of time. We understand what happened. Luvinda gave us the 4 days. If you remember very well, he gave us, I think, a 4 days that he wanted to show the Patriotic Front members that given Luvinda was not holding to power. And that's why he could not allow the convention, because this accusation, they came from the camp of my elder brother, who I also respect, Brian Munduvire's FDD or whatever, but some accusation that Brian Munduvire had come out of PF because Luvinda got hold of the Patriotic Front Authority, hence not allowing the convention to go ahead. So, Brian Munduvire and some of the PF and most of the PF members of parliament, they left PF driven by a given ruling that they followed Brian Munduvire, saying Munduvire didn't, following Brian Munduvire saying, given Lubin that he didn't want to hold a convention. Now, this is my argument to Awamba. I understand you, and I appreciate that you respect all these leaders. You respect Brian Munduvire, you respect given Lubin, that you are respecting even the current PF president, who is Makebi Zulu. I appreciate your stance. But if my elder brother, the former member of parliament, Gideon Louis, can say he wants to mediate so that there is some sort of consensus and peace between the PF, there are some of the questions that I can pose myself. We hear Mao Sampa retracted the consent judgment, and my elder brother, Gideon Luinda, was aware of this, that Mao Sampa retracted this consent judgment, and he was fighting for something else. Now, everyone, Abakalamba Gideon Lubinda understood this. He went ahead and called for a convention. And in that convention, abantu baliranjira tea. And one of the people who complained were the team of Brian Mundube, Baranjira tea. Gideon Lubinda, he is also a contendant. He cannot be a judge and a contendant at the same time. We call that a conflict of interest. So, Kenva Wamdala wa Gideon Lubinda maybe resign from being a PF acting president so that you know what's going to contend as a competitor at the same level with other candidates. So, this is my question.
I'll try to answer.
I studied tracting consent judgment. So, if your mouse and body for anything which we don't understand ourselves, but consent judgment, mouse and power retracted it. So, we as Zambia in a Kunwa Pombo, when I was following our politics, and I just love our politics, we want to Mulaka, Banga Mulaka. I just love it. It's beautiful. As long as you respect the constitution, nothing about some illegalities. So, the question is,
now, let me guide there. Let me guide. So Mao Sampa did not withdraw the consent judgment. He didn't. Here is what happened, is that when the matter went to court for consent, and remember, you helped us with the campaigns against that judge. You kept on saying, sign the consent, sign the consent. So Robert Chavinga and Morgan Ingona joined that consent agreement petition. They said, Judge, don't sign. We are also stakeholders. I am acting president of PF and I am Secretary General of PF. So the judge listened to that joinder. There was no objection and they were joined to the case. So there was no withdrawal of consent. What happened is there was two joinders that became part of the process. And the judge then ordered that, okay, you want to join, what are your facts? Let's go to full trial. So now there was now a mini full trial in the main case to listen to these joinders who wanted the issue of the consent, who had objected to the consent agreement. And that is a case that Mao Sampa has won. So literally the consent judgment was challenged and the judge conducted the full trial.
Okay, thank you so much for your time. I will leave it there maybe for the other colleagues maybe to continue. But for me, I've already expressed this and then I was just saying, my elder brother, Lubinda, he knew what was going on. And he said, I'm pushing for a conference for our party, PF. And the Zambian people, the Zambian people were happy. We don't want dictatorship. But this is what you should know. We don't want to be under a dictator. We don't want to be under one-party system. Whoever is going to be a president, myself, I would have loved you, Mwamba, to be one of the candidates, to be a leader of this country. Personally, I would have loved you to be one of that candidates. But then, you know what has happened to you, and you are offside and you cannot contend. Unfortunately for our country, because we needed a person who loves the country, like you, Mwamba, So now, okay, no, but upon our last, my other contribution is this. Abakalamba besu bagire lubinda balanda ti balefo okushitana omba pacify balandi nakuli mwao sampa, and this is my words. Ramao Sampa, I know you are listening to this program. You are a nephew to a great leader called Michael Sampa. My appeal to you, Michael Sampa, this is a humble appeal. I'm humbling myself. Ramao Sampa, think about the reputation of your uncle. Do not tarnish the reputation of your uncle who loved the country so much. And don't join. Mao Sampa, you call yourself Mr. Mbappe. Mr. Mbappe, it means a footballer who knows how to dribble. So for me, who comes from a football history, the person who knows how to dribble, it means he knows in Mingalato. So Mao Sampa, you are using Mbappe, but you are speaking the same language of Hakainde Chilema, who is saying, I'm going to use it in Mingalato. My brother Mao Sampa, think about this. Do not drag your uncle, Mr. Michael Sampa, who was a giant politician in Zambia's history. Is one of the giant politicians. Don't drag him in Mbappe philosophy, which is as simple as Imingalato, done by you, Mao Sampa. Whereas President Hakainde Hichilema is just speaking publicly to the Zambian people that he is using Imingalato. Please respect the Zambian people. Thank you so much, your mom, and that's admit.
Thank you very much. There's a caller waiting. Caller, thank you for waiting. Please make your contribution. Tell us your name and give us your contributions.
Daniel from Cape Town. Good evening, Honorable Mwamba.
Thank you, Daniel. Make your contributions.
Thank you. First things first, I think level to Africa Poapa, like the other caller said yesterday, I've forgotten his name. He said, worrying about the Mao Sampa and everything is just giving us stress. PF yaba mitimashabantu. So, now by UPNT program, which I remember when we started, we were a few corners, but now we are even struggling to get through, meaning that ukwaya PF yonse village tika so by UPNT abaliwa. You don't even know the plan B that is there. You can destabilize PF, but you don't know the plan B. This election in 2026 will be a repetition of Bandana Basata, where the people that were voting wanted change, and they were voting in that period. Even people that were not supposed to be MPs became MPs because they were on the PF ticket, and this will repeat itself because the UPND court, when they were in opposition, they were saying that PF Nibaka Bola. But we are surprised that the same thieves are defecting to UPND and they are accepting them. So PF now is Idia Bakabola and UPND because now I say Ndabakabola, and the PF that we've remained with is with people like Honorable Mwamba, who stands on the truth, who they haven't gone to arrest to say he stole his appropriated funds when he was this. Even Honorable Given Luwinda, who's working free, Makebi Zulu, who's working free, and many others that I can't mention. But we see that the UPND nishivasendere vakavorara. So to the UPND, I'm telling you to say your plan B. Whoever, because at the end of the day, HH will stand with someone for 2026 to be an election year, or that day to be an election day. There will be someone is going to stand with. So either Nichura, whatever they are going to do, as the PF will vote for that thing that is going to stand with the UPND. So at the end of the day, some of us, we are not worried. And Honorable Mwamba, keep on doing the good job.
Thank you, my brother.
Spearheading the truth and spreading the good news about PF. I always say that some of the people are still using the roads that the PF built, schools and hospitals. Hospital, but the person who doesn't care about you, stingy you food and make a toilet for you that you don't even know what you are going to use it for, because you don't eat at the end of the day. So those that are supporting UPND, they know where they get food. Because as we say now, even if I'm not in Zambia, I went there, I was there for 2 years. I saw how people suffer. Luansha is a dead town. Nanguvaranda Kwava, Kwariva shaft 8. I saw that shaft 8. It doesn't work. And the people that are working there, miners are getting as low as 1,200, which I had relatives who work there, and I saw it for myself. And people can brag. It's only a few that they show in front of whatever they did, but in Zambia there is nothing to talk home about. They are shining over things in the Parade, Abantu Banyu. And you know, these are the people that are benefiting. There is nothing. I stayed in Kabwe. Kabwe is a dead town where a person gets as low as 600. There is no inner. Now it's 2,000 people or 3,000. There is nothing. They have all resorted to drinking alcohol.
Thank you. Thank you, my brother. There are so many calls. Let's pick the calls. Yeah, let's pick the calls. Thank you very much. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from. And time Kwaima Bombeni.
No, lesa chindikwe tatuishimwenga mulishe wino lesa mipale.
Endita.
Bamwamba. Na umfasane shumalondolo la pali place ya Balubinda, and it's very interesting. Ilingi ilo tuamu butungulushi, we need to take responsibility. It is very important. Also tufetwa ishu kwe kwa liwane mpela pali fyonse for tuchita no kufisuminisha Balubinda na mabomba wino sana ukusunga echipani cha PF after our former president Bachta Pasha retire, and he became very active. But there's a force of gravity and a season for everything. Mwamba disappointed na Balubinda. Balubinda bali convene by a conference. Is the one who even set up the electoral college. Is the one who was even part of appointing even the commission and all the rules of that election. Now, Balubindo kusa chinja nomba kusa bati alama election taendele wino. Leadership taifa ikafili yawe. Leadership kuchita ona and take responsibility. Kala ambacha wa mubutungulushi. Balubinda bali no kusumina echo baitile necha tumpuikemo. Necha tumpuikemo. Nimake bizulu abantu ba musala. Whether ta umutemenwe na umutemwa mwaiche echo abantu ba temwa chalingo kuchindika. Fyonse ile Balubinda bachila pitamuli ilia conference yabo ilia. He was just going in circles. And that is not very good. Bamwamba, at your platform, you have done a very good due diligence. Marisa Kwata, opinion polls. Those were the indication, which meant who are Nibana no overlay for Zambian people. And from the opposition, only 3 people came out. It was President Kalaba, Makebi Zulu, and Blani Munduvile. These are the 3 contenders in opposition. Charlie Pela indication kuma Zambiani, I want to overlay fire. So for Walubinda to come and turn around, Noxalando just to come and shoot Mukulu Kwabo, our leadership taifa ikafilia. For me, Ndeva Lomba, he has to reflect whatever he was saying. Somehow it was not very correct. Another thing, a quick one. I want to speak about our brother Mao Sampa. These are the 3 people again I want to bring you back. Mao Sampa, Chimbakambwili, na given Ruvinda. When we were at the convention, Kukawe after the demise of Michael Sata. If you recall, these are the reality. It took a very long period for them to accept President Lungu to be the PF candidate. Shonse first come and first. 2, Bamao Sampa, Balubinda Teti Vasumine, Ukuria Malushi. Eo Balukile from 2023 to 2025. Best Valanda, no, I'm offer myself to be a mediator of Mao Sampa. Elo mambo alilondolwela ilia ruling ya kwa Mao Sampa ile ya kulichavinga na ngone bakaba president wa PF wali ututapula mu politics abantu ofele bayishiba balubinda be tushinti ko kutushepika pamenso kweba no, I'm offering myself to be a mediator of Mao Sampa inonshita na ipitenshita ba mwamba. Makebi is the president of the PF, whether it was a non-party convention, ama structures wa PF bali sala, vasumine, vasampa, tabaka chinje. So, bambi, kuvaleka, if sometimes mukulolekesha, mukutobolwa, inshitana ipita, abalefo kubomba na Makebi Zulu, babombe na Makebi Zulu, abashile fwaya, bashale, ulu, lubilo lwa muchanga kwambila pamu nga twala abakonka abantu aba tapaina progress twala bomba. I would love Makebi ba alikalaba KBF Blani Munduvile bapanga baikala punch balanda ama Zambian bale balolela aba lumendo ba MPF bambita baka chinje shimo moya senda filia soli kubomfia example moya bule nkumba Mwaya white mwa penta black nga ya pita mumeshi yala bwelela kala yaiko chimona ba Mao Sampa techa chinje Mao Sampa techa chinje fafinifa ndile ba sister beswa mumbipili. Let's respect the process. Iya chitiko MPF Makebi ni president balubinda bali fana kushita kongola chetu mwa iche wabo eba external convention bapena ultimatum 4 days kusumina abantu nga basala 10 tusumine bamwamba mulebo mbenchi to ikala mbasala ninjishiwa. You are praying a very good diplomat to trying to see how to bring people together, but abantu bambi balinga fyo kubebelapo icha kupisha pakati chipisheni pakati balubinda should come to the terms that Makebi APF president abalefo abombe nankwe bashire fwa abashale.
Bakola, he had said he has respected the outcome. He even called it God's will. He may not be pleased with what happened. He may have grievances, but it's God's will. He referred to the Holy Week, and he says he has respected the outcome. But of course, he gave political processes that should take place. For example, he has called for respect for his supporters, the supporters of Chimbakambwili, the supporters of Chitaluchi Lufia, and the supporters of Grefford Monde, that they should not be vilified or punished. He has called for the leadership to meet them. I think those are good political cause, and we need to appreciate that. But thank you for your views. Thank you. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
Good evening, Ambassador.
Bamunkonge mwabombe nlandeni po.
Ambassador ine munarara njira mwala abo mwakusana ko mwakweba chabantu bambita bashite understand different chitira mu understand.
landeni ama echo yaberako platform iyi landeni
Mausa mkoso vale chitana varubinda tafiweme noti pamashui valeranda nango vafyo vapani vision yawo because kana wakachita tufikire kwa ambassador twalingiro kukwata advantage ikulu sana mwamwa ifu vale chitachimono kwebati ila inefe akamungala tokale ingira from nowhere omuntu wakaisa afunyamu because uyu muliro ukire mu UPND eko abantu balingire bayewufwa mu UPND muliro okulu sana nomba how come ba Maustampa na ba Rubinda n'ekibati mu UPND na mu muliro nishite kibayikalira kutondoro pakwe abantu bonse bamono kwe mu UPND muri confusion so ekiba kitakimono kwe bare kingirira UPND pakwe abantu berore shefira kitika mu UPND bambi okororesha mu PF which is not good muri understanding yandi because if mu PF tamuri confusion nombo mulando abantu barambo kumona kwati muri confusion instead abantu bambi okutamba ba UPND bambo okutamba mu PF again because ba Rubinda bayishwa no kwebati ba Maustampa baratarikana na ngona eba ba Maustampa ko bajiona ali kuchitabaya na Sara na Chavinga ze president noyo mulando taura ko abachiri baretarikana nomba nishi ba Rubinda bayishwa kwebati ba Maustampa bachiri baretarikana na ngona na Chavinga nishi rero bengesara ndiro kwebati awe nomwalinde ko kwebati naranda na Maustampa kwebati apere chipani arapera kuisa because ngapera bena atarakwishanya na bena ngona barando kwebati Maustampa to ali kuchitapaya na bakoti tabarapingura palicho. That's why Chavingo fe arandiro kwebati nebo president aliyo ba Maustampa bena basara ndo kwebati nebo president bangona na bena Maustampa ali kuchitapaya twasara na Chavinga ze president tabarapwisha yo property na ba Rubinda balishiba nomba rero nishwengesara ndiro kwebati yo uranda wena na Maustampa twaranda shana yana bwino tarafusha problem yo bakwatana bena ngona na Chavinga usheba mwamba yali kwa problem yo munjebe ko yakwe bati ba Rubinda bese baranda tinga twaliranda na Maustampa munjebe ko yakwa ali problem yakwa Chavinga na Maustampa na bangona pakwe bati PF ibe free so fe bare chitachivi because chitatufure mufwa impasa se iri mu UPND kuru bati basayisa panti fatwara beba chirimbi wa UPND babebera tikapangeni mwa ichimfurunganya muri apako bacha abantu kunobera tutamba pangeni ko ichimfurunganya apako bacha abantu basite concentrate ku PF ko baberera okuroresha bati nshifo mu PF tatwete problem which is not good take some out if you are extra take to are save UPND indirect chitatufure to amufuru imbora wa UPND oko balerwa noko bana mawe barenda namabere pambiribiri pama elections noko kureba ma elections 01 but baisa mukubushe chimufurunganya mu PF mushiri chimufurunganya abantu instead baretamba ba UPND baisa ku PF kushirugwa take some out.
Thank you Bamunkonge, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Attention ya bantu nchitaitambe confusion ili ruling party.
Thank you Bamunkonge. Hello caller, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from and make your contributions.
Zamamba Maikali Nimkwai.
Ndita, thank you very much.
Yeah, Nilebo Mwine Ulubemba kuno Kasama.
Okay, someone calling from Kasama. Make your contribution, my brother.
If you feel it come PF tafiweme for one reason. If they are true genuine Ama leaders Bachipane, they are true genuine of forming government, they should have taken advantage of what is happening to cement the statement of the other previous scholar, to take advantage of what is happening in Chaba UPND. To have a convention when you are in government is not easy. Let me just put it this way, convention Taba is not an easy thing to do, but it always favors the opposition. In this case, if they had the convention, whether without a name or whatsoever, let them concentrate to bring even further. If Cornelius Muitwa openly said that he's funding the confusion on municipality PF. What more? Avena Rulinda, they can still do the same. These are so-called seasoned politicians. Forget about that's one I submit. But coming to Sampa, if someone is giving himself that he's going to mediate or try to bring peace between Sampa and Wambiwachipani, Sampa is a prodigal son. Sampa is a project of the UPND, and such should be taken seriously. This person has got nothing but wanting to kill up to now. So I think the PF can do without Sampa. Sampa is trying to find Kali or number so that no. Let me come back to the main floor, or let me come back to the inner circle so that he can be giving information to church. Sampa should not be allowed. And those ones to bring Sampa, then they are Sampa's team. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from and make your contributions.
Yeah, good evening, Ambassador.
Good
This
evening.
is Dr. Kondowe from Saka.
Yes, Dr. Kondowe, make your contribution, sir.
Yes, Ambassador. I think let's not massage problems that we are seeing in PF. I think what I was expecting today from the Vice President, Ruvinda, was to bring unity, to actually talk about people galvanizing around, Makebi Zulu and giving the support, especially that he won the convention that was for no-name party, And what I was expecting also was him to actually advise Mausam and others to begin to support Makebi Zulu. But what we are seeing is endless battles that have been going on time and time again. So for me, I think these people are not accepting Makebi Zulu, and therefore Makebi Zulu should actually be told to address his supporters. Whether he's in South Africa or wherever he is, let him address, all his supporters and give them direction, which direction they should take. So it doesn't matter whether he's in or he's out. He's the president, he can address them and give them a sense of direction. And then secondly, let's not waste time with PF issues. I know PF is, this issue of saying we'll mediate and whatnot. Already in the press, there is that evil MOU that was leaked. We don't know whether it's legit or what. But we don't want a situation where we have a president who is captured by this strong cartel. And that should be avoided. So we encourage Makebi and all the team that are supporting Makebi to make sure that they give direction, and they should be able to, reconcile those who are willing to reconcile. People like Mao Sampa, we should just forget about those. They are already working with Venechavinga and others, because of their attitude. People can suggest that they are working with those, because even in the judgment, the three are the beneficiaries of that judgment. So PF should not waste time on Mao Sampa, on what Ruvinda is talking about. I know his head, because expected elections to go the different way and him to win. But that's how elections are. There's a winner, there's a loser. But at the end of the day, people should heal and move on. So I expect that Makebi should now begin to take very decisive steps and forget about these people who are actually just taking him down. That's my submission, Ambassador. Thank you so much.
Have we lost the caller? Oh, I've lost the caller. You can call back. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
Good evening, Your Excellency.
Good evening.
Name is Hendrix Mutare calling from. My name is Hendrix Mutare calling you from Osaka.
Hendrix, make your contributions.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Kwena ichile chitika muchi panichesu the Patriotic Front chabulanda sana. Our Vice President Honorable Given Ruvinda awo kwena vachiranda mashuwa asoma sana nomba ichintu chikaramba chotifuna kushiva your excellency. Number one chakwe vati avakaramba vesu vamao samba. Your excellency avakaramba vesu vamao samba mukumimona kwandi erero bayamba ukutuingisha muchimfurunganyo kale bayamba ukutuingisha muchimfurunganyo napapene tufikire ichirengere ukweva ati tuisange muri situation yaso. It's our MP for Matero Honorable Mao Samba. So ine mukuchitontonganya chandi mukutontonganya kwandi the advice that I can give to the leadership, to the able leadership of the Patriotic Front, the leadership which is about to give Zambia the second independence, is please, Bamao Sampa, I think it will have a coffee. We have a lot of opposition political leaders able to inga bombana vena. Ukufuma vipanji ya mtimayesu na election ukuwina. Chawama tuwali wina, Your Excellency. Naambe by elections tura wina. Ini mkuchimona chandi, mkuchimona kwandi. Bamauzi, tieni tuwala veko. Let's unite. Babrani mundubire, vese mpepi. Bamakebi Zulu, vese mpepi. Bahari Kalaba, vese mpepi. Bonzama opposition leaders wa Fred Membe, vese mpepi. BF, vese mpepi. Bachimba Kambwiri, vese mpepi. Tupange chakosa. Because ngachako vati tuwashintirisha muli Bamao Sampa. We are not going to make progress, Your Excellency. Then it's number 2. The court case. That court case, please, we should not even withdraw it because PF as properties, PF require assets. We should fight that fight to the end. Ngachako vati apata tukwanishe ukueva ati PF yawina ama cases. We can win it in the future as long as we secure the Patriotic Front. But meanwhile, apa na tupange chakosa as opposition political leaders intungulushi ishiri apa nokubombera chapa Bamao na botentu bareke filafine avene if for kubomba na vena na babombe na PF yabo na Total Excellency.
Thank you very much. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from and make your contributions.
Good evening, Ambassador.
Good evening.
This is Alfred.
Alfred, make your contribution.
Thank you so much. I want to draw your attention. I think today you forgive me. Please, I know you are a diplomat, and please keep your diplomacy. We need to, attend to issues as they are. I want to draw your attention to how things are happening in PF after convention, the maneuvering which is going on in case you might not have seen them. I want you to pay attention to the Mundoro's behavior, the William Mundoro's behavior. I want you to pay attention to Bachimba Kambwili. After that, Judge Zulu, that disgraceful judge, shameless judge, pronounced that judgment. They were there with Mao Sampa at his house, and how Given Lubin has been quite, to say the truth, if things were equal, I was for Given Lubin to take over the presidence of the PF. Those who knows me, we have been even arguing on my Facebook account, personal account, because I was with the view that Given Lubinda must take over the PF presidency. But people had abused. But for him to come out in the manner that he has after the convention which we held, I have been disappointed in him. That's the truth. Because he might try to be diplomat in the manner that he designed his speech, but he was mocking us. There was mockery in his speech. He mocked to say, how can I plan Mingara to own a no-name party? That was mockery. and as a father of PF, I consider him as a father of PF, he shouldn't come out in the manner that he did. No, he might try to sugarcoat after, he was shooting us, then he tries to, then he He was supposed to just be blunt and say, no, we had a convention. The convention was done, and this one was elected as a president. Let's all of us support him. Not listen, PF, you don't honor the people. Okay? We just try to respect you because you are our leaders. Because we can't all be leaders at the same time. And you can't be tossing us like yo-yos. No. We called for the convention. We wanted to have a flag bearer, and that convention was done. Why are we failing to respect it? Especially those who contested. We want to Aquaresa. But Makebi Zulu was only he was just participating. He was not even, I don't think he was even a part of the Central Committee, or he was appointed later on, like Sachurufi was appointed. So why are we doing this? We know who to follow now as the people. For your own information, we know who to follow. We shall not allow you to be tossing us around this and this. No. Because at the end of the day, it's us who suffers. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Keep on calling. We are discussing 4 items, but as usual, our people love one particular item, and but this is a people's forum. We let you speak. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from, and give us your contributions. Yes, caller. Please tell us your name and give us your contributions. Kwa ilanishen koma yesen pafoni muri kutari muri mfika wakati muri kutari.
Okay, bamwamba na palama.
Kwa.
Bamwambeta sika lero chatupesha amano. Ona ngule to alike ntulondolo. Bamwamba kwa ali bawa chitachea meeting. Kai mwasa shingulu ka 365 degrees. Mwaka ngakwena mwelesa au kwa benchito. If you are going to give them a conservative dish, the favor, no number for that star, therefore, a full as a leader, why take a meeting like another Kupenda to us, a canati. You are the fear, you will not have a quad, you Kupenda, you know, she is the fear man after. Why can I never know? Feel about the Calabama. Therefore, you have never this, so we never have given. Very soon after I stand a congratulation, Vamake Bisul. If you have a win. Mwaikala mwambo kuleta maji shetu yote tafiri bwino mwasa mkulondo na pati tafiri bwino ifo ili ashijali pitalidia pero dia pitile mu chinshino no rubudi efi apangwa mausi sampana aba nanko abena chabinga tefi suma eba ba lubinda te makulia wetu mausi sampate tuwa mkontolole ulia pantukale hata mpatila ba chitile filia kakale bapoka n'amapepala lyaire kuli balungu aire peno mubiri n'okwata n'epepala nangulimo ati nabwera mu PF ine yofira nakitire fi paka nwafi amapepala nisyashere n'abanankwe mwamona n'abatuleka n'atuisuka n'atuiswa na investigation kwina na ifomu mushi bwino mwamfwe ukuyishiba bwino buno kusenda n'omulandu kulabe shibana ne wejididi n'eryamingalato eribi iwe did Yamingalato, Tadi women of Kwamera Quatibala, Provalet of Timingalato, Plomax. Who does that as a leader? Wambapana to Furukamandi, Nimwe, Mufamule Takata Mule Bomba, Imana president in Abu Milinga. Kamwadi, Minabu president in Abu Milinga, and Mukabuela, Zambia, Mukasa, Minabu president, to my control the Chaluba Mwamba. Kukontrola bwino pantu apomule kontrola bwino sondalile umfate out tapali no bwafi owalushanya mwa mkontrola nifi abalaisa abale mwa bakontrola nifi nomba bena balunda bafira kukontrola shani abantu fyo bwino kukontrola bala shinguluka fyo kwati chiyenga yo shani ninevo president yo ali nefi yo nkala nankwe nkala ndena nkwe fo pe ngombo kwena fija kwena mwachila ya mwana makomenti fe ya chilapita abantu nabakalipa lonso lubale ekitachinji icho bale ekitapako bati chibefira baye bakanika babwera ati yo ngausampa yo apa ntweno makepi tabati mulumbula namo bati bali muchitire congratulation nabayana ali kalaba bonse balaya mukubita congratulation ifu watu ishibe sonde lyonse tuishibe bala tuletera confusion kwena bala ikala filafine kaina basala poko bati tabale fwa PF itwati joko bati iwe papalo tibalubule kwa abantu babeko beminena mube freedom filana kwa nabo basali bala fwa filafine bali amukukwana kuti munela ndafino nabadeka notubungo bale mfwana beka mfu ero mumwe balela ndamwe tatfeni mwe maneka kwata mukwete namana bena nabaye kala babwela kuti awe chiti fine pa 15 nishi stana ipo pa 17 la pobala stana ipo ero bakakontrolele finchi kwena balubinda na mausi sampa baba kwena yo kwena twamuna kona balungo ko bayikalaba kwena wafala mwana lepa ati abantu banshingulu ityaba aho mwandi to papa mwandi na tupapa ukupapa kwena bale mfana kuli program ibale mfana abantu bayishanya na tupapa ba mausa mpoyo mtima mwako ata mtima mwako bachichapo mwaikala no munyeni makati mwana ndakato sisi bayiwe chato ala chitefi loti mwabuka imena mukwata mashanine nine bofe nine ero ine na salo yu ero ine mwina bikila ule checking efya kulya ine fyondelia mwanishi yo kwa baba ntomwisamba ya chalu basamba baba mwamba kutuwalufyanya twatote.
Thank you very much. Caller, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from and make your contributions.
Hello, Mwamba.
Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from and give us your contributions.
Anonymous in Zambia.
Anonymous, make your contributions.
Yeah, nikuno kamba kupa nkani ya amene taona kuliwa Given Lubinda monga mwamene bakambira pa press briefing yao siwa nachite bwino sona kambe bwino koma chamene chifunika apa chakuti tentitandire makepi zuru pamene manzi yakali munkokola ife kwa kitu kama munkokola pa tikulima mkamba timakufi chikwa tikala mchedwera makepi zuru azankala ni president amene alipe bantu ni president amene alipe kwa PF uyu chini mausa samba kamba tisinza pata alias mapepa ndine president so which means makepi zuru alipe pamene angaende so pali no time tenti mtandize makepi zuru atenge bantu amene bali mu PF aende nao kwa mene azaenda nao so timtandizire makepi zuru pamene apa so manja apa tikapchedwera ndiye kuti vaja vantu vazasowa kuenda ndiye kuti taononga ndife but apa vikalichabe bwino tenti mtandizire makepi either ku South Africa wali kuno Zambia koma tenti mtandizire makepi zuru kuti ankali pamozi na alliance either ni kuli kalava ankali pamozi so golo kuja kuli kalava zande kwankala futi pamozi na ndani na Munduvire so kuli konsi kwa mene angaende makepi zuru azatenga bantu amene pali no time amene ali mu PF so uyu mouse sampa na ba Given Lubinda na bachavinga tenti basiye vinaoneka kudala pa je vino president akalipo mwalira vinaoneka kudala kuti PF siza kankalapo pa ballot paper so manje why kukakatira chintu cha metize kuti PF siza kankalapo pa ballot paper but ife tikakatira kwa mene kucha chifaka nzero kwa mene kuja time yiyenda tenti tandizile makepi zuru hapa ziko mkwambiri.
Thank you very much. Hello caller, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from. Hello caller, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
Ambassador Mwabombeni.
Endita.
Kwena ambassador ndakonka sana program yenu.
Mkwai.
Mwabombo mulimo usuma sana.
Thank you.
Ila shiraba Lubinda na ebukisha neshala njirejeje banda ni mailo lila mwali pamwe latini. Mwalimu la yati nkakutumina ukalanda wapo. Kwena jeje banda fintwala njire shali panga fye sense. Abantu mu Zambia bali panga decision kali.
abantu bali ba united nawo nga kyakuba bati PF n'abalubinda yalaika lefine n'ekimfulunganya ubushiku bwa kuvota ili ekire kipani kikashalo kwabula abantu bali salaka lefya kuchita bali ba united so bakalaba ba KBF ba membe ba Mundubile n'aba makebi Zulu bene bafiro kwisuka fe kuchera ky'abantu icho balefwani iki ululu bali lwimine pa kuposera abantu fienshita nokubatalusha kuibumba ili lefwayo kusala umuntu wagwisa tano bubuteko so ba mwamba ilira shiri abalubinda lilabeni ko kyentulira be kofi likentu bombera abantu abekere tondolo abalefwa abo chikalipe abalefwa efintu isho kuchinja abantu bakatusheko kumunga wefafa napwisha ba mwamba.
Thank you very much. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
Good evening, Mamba.
Good evening.
Yes. This is Mr. Soko calling from Tendere East.
Yes, Mr. Soko.
Yeah. Yes. Iyo tandaurane vakambi wa mapali vagive Lubinda. First, tishta kwende musima ya bwino. Anfanya kwa pasa olemo ni leaders ya kamia. But now, kutoka Pakiyambi, we raised a voice to say that tifuna nyo. So it is a chetekera kunyati ava opposition, more special leaders and evo zivika. When a given Lubinda chishimba, whatever you can call them. Vameneveze ma previous officials. Tinzofuna tinga stepping it back, valekelele vanyowane mafesha nywane ankale kusokolo. So ayamao yonse ma scandals yonse amao yamveka manje nifojo kuti we try to call each and every time kunena kuti vagwirizane. That's why just only two people, Makepi Zulu and Munduvile. Niche tuzoita ati abantu babiri bakumana. When given Lubinda, yes, the founders vanali acting as a president of PF. But simbe valekirira abantu banywane baenda kusokolo kuja. Veve vankali chapo ukotenga konzero. If fonse vubwera manje shoti mugwizano when still one abantu badandaula kutinanga why these people that are doing this lero bazaka but no we are tose today no pamozi foreign day so there's a lot of statement ya ministry guarantee ya metinga konkepo tini ya branch so now niema manje kwa nachoka but whatever safa nikakwefia mayo so kubantu bachikulire kuba ma opposition semukwatia ama officials bakulena ntizio you have it to condemn but we are still call upon these two leaders Makebi and Brani Mundubile bakwe pamoja munamvera paja bagwire ndani bagwire Brian kuja bantu tinadandaula kuti please gwirizanana until today we are still talking about gwirizanani. Why these people sibaleta nzeru pamoja? Why these people swagwirizana?
Thank you my brother, thank you. Hello caller, tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
Ambassador.
Mkwai walishani nimweba nimkwai and tell us your contribution.
Tulisema kuna kuzandi.
Endita.
Mkwai na Zambia mkwai. Na chilafa fyo kulanda kuna tea. Ichichi mfurunganya kuna chapesha mano chachitika yele kuwa Lubinda. Kwa wasi tuwaikato lelo kwa bati ntungurushika tontonkanya bwino. Pako tutukase ndo mbili wa President Edgar Chagarungu tukashike. Nomba imira ndire amsangwe fi ya lelo awe na itupanya pa musawa kushe ba chaving ba Lubinda ba sampaja bale chitafiri nishibali na ntunguru shimo bantu mukumona kwa ndi pakito wapele ku secretary general nishe fifi nefi atambo kutumbuka awe chichimfurunganya chena chakulisha garishinga chakuti benta bale ubushebe na ba Lubinda benenga bali winine Shara Makebi nga bachitire shiva Lubinda bachitarelo. Bantu na jipesha mano sana. Pama Makebi Zulu ba winina. Intunguru shishonse shaba fesha tunkana. namba nishi bena ebo abawina ngebe basumine ko bati ila convention yali ya chishinga pantu ebapangire ebalandia twashafina 4 days twala convention lelo futhi kuliyo kuwaruka pali convention yo bapangire beka awu mkwaisha kulande fingi kutwa kefu mnatotera mkwa.
Thank you very much. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from, caller.
This is Dennis. I'm calling you within Lusaka.
Make your contribution.
Oh, thank you, sir. Yeah, actually, it's quite surprising to see what Honorable Lubinda has done today. Because if I remember very well, Ambassador Mwamba, in most interviews, either at your podcast or TV station, these leaders were saying that no, anyone who's going to win PF convention, they're going to support him. But why today? Why everything has changed suddenly? Because Makepi Zulu has won. And another thing, Mr. Mwamba, instead of focusing on these people who are doing contrary to what they agreed, we need to hear the voice from the leader whom people elected. Actually, this time is the time where we need to hear the voice of Makepi Zulu, more strength than ever before. Otherwise, if you rely, being quiet whenever he is, and let these voices, people who are against him, talk more than him, then people are divided. Right now, people, they don't know what to do and what to say. They just want to hear from him. Actually, we need to hear his voice more than ever, especially now. I rest my case. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from and make your contributions.
Hello, Ambassador.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. My name is Uncle J.
Uncle J, make your contributions, Uncle J.
Much. To start with, I just want to appreciate you, Mwamba, first of all, for your position and how you've actually shown integrity and have stood on the truth. May God bless you.
Thank you.
I'm just tempted a little bit to respond to the press conference that Lubinda had. Respectfully, first of all, Lubinda is a man that I've always looked at as one who is a statesman, someone that has been there as a leader for the longest time in PF. Basically, he's a father figure, so to say. But today, I think his presser had a lot of challenges for most of us people that are progressive, that have always wanted to move. Looked at Patriotic Front as a party that would actually bring hope to the people. But it's like, we have a leadership that doesn't understand our emotions as people. I know you members have the way that you're trying to sugarcoat it and, make it look in a certain way, like, what Lubinda was saying and things like that. But I think for me, one, I point out, he failed and refused to recognize the presidency of Makepi Zulu, though he recognized the convention to say it took place. I think for me, there were a lot of attacks that came out of there, which is not right. There were some positives, but there were more attacks that came out of there, discrediting something that he himself had actually prepared. I think he missed a very big opportunity to bring progress and unity, in the Patriotic Front as things stand. What he should have just done is literally recognize, the presidency that has been chosen for us to progress, but alas, he took a different way. People complain, yes, we understand. In any election, there will be losers and winners. But him being a statesman, being a father figure in PF, I expected better. Because he understands politics very well. So whatever it is, I'll just end up here, but I think we're not happy with what he said. Thank you, Ambassador.
What were you not happy with, Uncle Jane?
Yeah, what I wasn't happy with, first of all, is number one, he came out and he started praising the courts. We know for sure, we've been in Zambia, we know how the cases in Patriotic Front have dragged. not because the courts are competent in nature in the way they've handled PF matters, but because they've deliberately chosen to do what, to literally kill, using the law, kill PF using the law. So for him to come up and say, no, the courts were okay in their judgment, I do not agree, understand him now. Then he went on to say he does not agree why this case has been appealed. For me, I have one observation in that area. If that issue is not appealed, we stand a very, very, slim chance. Trust me, I don't trust Mao Sampa. The moment Mao Sampa is let free, you become a beast that none of you people are going to contend. He came out clearly in the very first beginning when just after the convention, he was speaking about those things I do not recognize. So we thought he was being diplomatic, he's trying to defend himself and things like that. But when he held a placer, it became very clear that this is a programmed and planned issue, which is not right for me. So I wasn't happy with most of the statements that he was making. He refused to recognize in a way that convention that took place. I think for me as a leader, he missed a very big opportunity to bring unity. Even if he called for unity, I think it was just some kind of cover up. I don't agree with him.
Thank you, Uncle Jay. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you're calling us from and make your contributions. Emkwai mwabombeni. Bamulenga kuchingola landeni poyama.
Amwamba okuchenjeresa shanga tuwamba okuchenjeresha ma politics. Last twice amoneka. Atumana nokutumana chugu changes to level. Abapangira ila convention ya pamoja. Abene batira lando kutira balanda nani convention, no name convention. Semashibachirawo. Yabachisa no musango usuma. Angwa no musango usuma. Atwachishi bati balubindeto balefwaya the unit. Katwachishiba. So abatwa East Africa monse abena Zambia abati maficharo cha Zambia. Tuamona tuna kwa tabu. Inenga bya binala temba kwa ya bagive no bit. Abona isile mona bapanga bit. Bakuisa ibika muri lesi ya presidential race. Ababa ya mashuga chinalo ndrataba mu presidential race. Abantu kuti baba understand that people balela tebalubinda. Finish wino. Nacho balefwa the unit. When the same person bapanga ile nani no name convention. The same people group yabo bayapanga petition. Ilelo balaba bole bona bale kupanga petition kuri Mao Sampa baba mona jao tukale pamo ipange unit. Unit ishbale for abakibe. Iyo ifuta tule mo. That's why formula umfuzo kwa tuleta emphasize kwa makebi zulu. Mundubire iseri pangeri mo deposit day ko twala enda na iya balubinda deposit day foi kuchindo uteko ero kanshi kuli nabashire fyo kuchindo uteko bale foi wino uteko kuli chisha itali iko batira ro ndana kufika kuti wafika tawe mumuri uchenjeshi nomba pia subira balanda uchenjeshi wangu ungotaka sasa kama elo kaidi ubufina bwe walikuwa tentampulo ishi nono kuti waenda number 2 number 3 ubone lokuona tv yabo because ichileka bilo chako bati balubinda bafumye omutima ofyo balefwaya ufume tie bafumenga pacha umenga bebile bafitwa kumabali ba president amatu nani ba head kalungu kwa bati naenda alikuwa ta vision ya kufa yomba mo president bafitwa ayali ningefe bafumile kwa talabane chinchintunde tufwaya eloba election nawapangisha wemuntu wapangisha ngabakuwini except sana congratulating ababini abanabo batsana make sure ko bati mwana ni makebisuru twala mu mashani se tufaya abantu mwali mona apeli makebisuru after wina na election utuma political parties to be from officer di kopanga pamo which means abo bale inabe ngibo political party ama opposition political party abalubinda is one of them even Mao Sampa one of them. Because now they spoke about I am a community. Therefore, to run the party, the less Bambia abantu abe little elevation, unique confusion. leadership bali twalira mona no kwa mona daba abantu abo kwa bali batwale cha batanshi bali chibati bakuingira okuma ibayingiro so ichireka batako batwa given rubinda kuba fyash namusunga party yes mwali mu opposition mwali after twalusa my election mwali sunga party even though tuma function tumoto wakenzo kula chitika ngachakutira mwaita beauty mwebere mwanya mwino kwa bya mwaita restraint uyo mule tontonga nyo kuofie bingala toshina if you have to so ichireka batako batwa given rubinda you are the one who ready no kwa kolonga ni Kenya abantu steadily move for presidential race elo mwala ita abantu de timwite inkoko mule ikoselo olubalala ne chimuti kumino na mukwata na ngwimbo na mukwata chimuti kumino mule ikoselo olubalala ya palameko ebyo mule ita because imona mwingira mukwata mule to abawe ya president elo mwite abane no tikube unit ole to kwimanga mwapa election ba mi win again kwa isa ba tikyo unity mwala paka confusion is to papa ule kwa tolusi na abantu balela nda otherwise if you don't stick up amakebi sulu to papa mundubile to papa naba chifumobanda naba mbya okweta mu political parties iseni mulwiri abena Zambia bonse pamwikale ala bakeza mikaka ndemye bechinga bakeza mikaka utego wa yetinga wapita tabu akamishe kolo mwa bagira kuntanshi bo bakabalira ko na ene mu political party mu apanga ya nono tabu akatari ala ndapo no kulanda bakeza yashinda ina bipa mfumo baka eno kuya bali tapale plan no tem kula yumpo no kulanda bale ilanda no tem limiti kulende watinga wapita bakeza kano ko ibisha bakeza so the best way we can do when organize a political party kunyeni for interest yako ba Caroline bukaneu ista yenunga ya isa exercise tungirire ba mundubye bamenge bizungu ikatenna baneno ba political parties bikale pamu tubombe pamu okuti leadership cyane ikapwe otherwise bamwamba le umforuse bantu obutule tungiri.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you very much. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from and give your contributions.
Thank you, Sinyango Daniel, Ambassador Mwamba.
Thank you very
Ambassador
much.
Mwamba, I want to thank you for being a man who stands by his principles and you're a man of integrity. Ambassador Mwamba, yesterday you gave a very good scenario. Some people are doing it for the selfish motive because PF as a political party has built itself and it has got some assets. So abantu bambi, tien tuamune, are they doing it for the love of the people or for the love of their pockets? Bamwamba, tetumwambe chintu, you are part and parcel of it, you are the one calling it, and when it succeeds, then you come out to say, no, that was illegal. Shalande, nalipero mchinshi abakalamba, but bambi abakalamba, umuchinshi nga wawapela sana, they misuse uli umuchinshi, call them the way they are. I am so disappointed na Balubinda. You see, the thing is, Balubinda, we've given him respect. He's supposed to act like a father, to lead things. But no, Balubinda, batulankisha true colors yabo. And now, in this way, I support Bamayoba Mumbipili. She's been saying the truth. Bamumbipili abantu bali bapata because she speaks the truth. And the truth today has come out. And you can tell, for me, why I'm disappointed in Balubinda. Balubinda, you're the one who called the convention. Everyone was following your lead. And then today you want to turn around 360 and you say, no, that was illegal. Shame on you, Balubinda. Informa Zambians was say, we have chosen what we want. Abala Shala. And this is a learning point from even the incoming president, President Makebi Zulu, the Republican president after August 13. Some people don't even bring them close to you. They are your enemies. They eat and dine with you, but they are your enemies. Be careful. Bamwamba, I salute you because you of all the people, you've carried the party forward. The party is where it is because of your integrity. So for me, my call is for all peaceful, loving Zambians. Bambi Abantu, don't even waste time listening to them because we now know them. Now, totally, thank you, Ambassador Mwamba Lesale Mpala. God bless you.
Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from and make your contributions.
From Lusaka.
Yes, caller from Lusaka. Make your contributions.
Thank you very much, Mr. Boss. Kanabesa, this is what I want to contribute. My contribution is this. Of course, all of us, we are very much emotional And I want first to recommend also something which actually opposite from what other people have seen. You see, Mr. Ruvinda, when he was coming up with that speech, first you should know that he's coming from the background where he was also first disappointed. Secondly, he also now trying to see how he can actually unite the two. Either Mao Sampa and Makebi Zulu. I saw what was coming out from him is that besides whatever has happened is utter underground. Maybe that is a wish of God. But at the end of the day, no one is going to win alone. This one he emphasized, and he emphasized several times, no one is going to be called a winner alone. Makebi Zulu, Mao Sampa, Munduvire, and Bakalaba, and the rest of the opposition, they should sit down to help us. Otherwise, no one will score. And at the end of the day, like he was putting it, it will be up to everybody to be blamed. Let's not condemn much on Baluvinda's statement today. First, we should understand where it is coming from. He's also a human being. He's also head somewhere. He wish he could be the one actually to get that position. But it wasn't him. So you understand him from that perception. But the most important thing he talked about was actually the unity of the purpose. That was the most important thing. Another thing I saw, and which actually I agreed with him, when he said going back to court where you even know to say you will never get justice in the first place. We have never gotten justice from the court, and you go back to court. What are you going to get from there? Definitely zero. And not only that, for me, going back to court, I've seen that it has opened another loophole to help the UPND and the government to go about actually to help them to amend what actually they are facing right now in terms of the Lango. Because that judgment which the Mao Sampa received, I can assure you that actually it is a pin. It has also broke the UPND in the Lango they are having. And the other person, Patrick and the rest, they are depending on that actual judgment. But if you take the matter to court, you have given now the court time to go and amend. They will simply say, no, actually Mao Sampa was wrong, and they say ABC, this judgment was wrong. Mind you, when the judgment is passed, it becomes the law. So based on that, let it be the law, the way they have put it by Judge Zulu, so that it is also affecting them. And this is the way I saw it. So let's not condemn much on Mr. Ruvinda. Let's try to bring actually unity. As much as I am also disappointed when I saw Mao Sampa coming up with people who were mentioned by Chavinga in that call. You remember the call for South Africa and the other thing. We also realize something is fishy, but at the end of the day, we need a unit of purpose. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from and give your contribution.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mohammed.
Thank you.
Yes, caller, give us your contributions.
Is it me?
Yes, it is you.
Okay, thank
So
you so much.
Who is you?
My name is Robert.
Robam from Manchester. Robam from
Yes, from
Manchester.
Manchester.
Make your contribution,
Yes,
my
yes.
dear brother.
Yes, yeah. Thank you so much. I think for me, first, what I want to start with is I think our politicians need to be very careful when they are coming with these ideas of press conferences, because press conferences, they have a tendency to expose your weakness as a leader. Because some of the things that came up in the meeting, in that press conference, you'd have expected them to be bedroom. You call you discuss them in-house. There was no need for us for him to be talking about people betraying him. That's his head from the same plates and stuff. It wasn't good at all. And this is the issue for me, and I'll be very honest with you. Bamwamba. It's like we have the ruling party that keeps scoring own goals almost every day. And one thing that I know is that when the incumbent is making mistakes, you as the opposition, your number one job is not to make any mistakes. But my God, these guys are very skillful in terms of how they actually protect Hakainde Hichilema from the damage. You know, there's so many issues that's happening with the intra-party, the UPND. And it's like, I don't know our leaders, how they operate. It's like Hakainde Hichilema calls them and said, can you help me, please? Can you come up with something? And I think we are tired. And one thing, all the leaders, and I mean all the leaders, especially, I'm sure in 2 days, someone else will be coming up with a press conference. And it was very embarrassing. One thing I'll tell you about Mom is when you are standing somewhere and you notice that there are issues, he said it there, and he referred to Greyford Monde, when he asked that, can we have our own people as well to go and see for us what's happening there? And then he stopped there. Now we sure things are not going okay. You pull out. That would have been the best thing for him to do. You pull out, not in the bola yapwa. Or I'm complain at our refu, Manchester United, but because they can't pay people at Manchester United, we're watching up. You know, for me, that was just so unbelievable. And there are some of the things that I can point out from that thing that were so untrue. Especially when you referred to wearing that thing at Nadine Kokufuara thing, because and all those things. Evidence is there. And, you know, this world that we live in of social media and where everything is recorded and is taken, we don't want Denson to be coming up and making up a VAR and say that people are lying. What was supposed to happen here is the way they are treating Uyu Makempi. I'll tell you the truth, Balubin, that you saw how he was suspending people, left, right, and center, when he was in power. You know, and this whole facade that he was trying to create today, it was just about me. You know, me. People were holding me at ransom. Me. I'm a me, actually fully sure. And a leader doesn't act like that. Where was the team? You know, and if I think what I'm seeing in our country is, I think governments have failed the Zambians so much, and they've failed to create proper jobs for people to do in society and business ventures that they can do. And it's like politics has only become like the main job, where now people, they feel like if I'm not in it, no one should be in it. And then you're thinking like, okay, this country has over 20 million. And if people are thinking like, no, you can only win with me on your side. Come on, guys. Let's be real. No one in our country, we've had leaders before. We had people that were good campaigners like Chiluba. They are gone. We had people that were good campaigners like Michael Sata. They are gone. Even us, we will go and other people will come along. And the only thing that people need to understand is the word evolution. Things change. Things never stay the same. Otherwise, you will never get anywhere. You have to change. Even leadership. That think like, oh no, because we get a trick and stuff. Things change. And that's why you see, you can use an iPhone now. 30 years from now, you can't use it and you have to ask your grandchild to help you. That's just how life is. But for me, what I can advise, they need to stop these press conferences that they are doing. They are just taking us in a wrong direction. There is no way to then perhaps you start talking about unity. That was wrong. That was wrong. And these press conferences that are happening now, they are just giving people anxiety and unnecessary blood pressure instead of giving people solutions. If they cannot provide us solutions, let them just leave the way and a new generation of leaders will come in. Na ifobe nishita yesu ikafika tugeza mukushita campaign. Abantu bakalanda to kwali abantu tukafwa. Ichalo we had the kapwepwes, we had kaundas. So people should not think that they have the full monopoly of power in our country. That's the only thing I wanted to say about Mwamba. This whole idea of if you have a press conference, Valeke, let Zambians rest. If they are coming to do a press conference, if like a press conference, Aisha, we've agreed on something, we're going to work together. Not to you, Aisha. Aisha divide Mao Sampa. Just the other day, confused people. You know, Aisha then, not to Mao Sampa. Where was he? You'd have thought him as a leader, he would have spoken to Mao Sampa. And you'd have told Mao Sampa, don't do this. Wait for me to do this. They are all leadership failures here. Some of these people, Mwamba, I'll tell you the truth. If they are working in any normal corporate organization, they would have been fired a long time ago. And I don't mean this to disrespect people, because the level of inefficiencies, incompetence, if you actually think, you know, the way they were mocking, even the no name, like it was a joke. It's not a joke. People's lives are at stake here, you know, and you know, you're trying to control and bring unity, and then about emojis, you can't control them with the language that was saying shame, traitors, and then how do you come together? And then you're talking about unity, but you cannot control the people that are in there. That no, don't call them traitors. They are our brothers and sisters. You couldn't control that, and then you're talking about unity. Come on, I know, and I can tell you, he's made a decision, and very soon we'll find out. That's all I can say.
Robert, thank you very much. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
Hello?
Yes, caller, please tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
Hello, my name is Kali.
Yes.
Hello, are you able to hear me?
You sound like you're on speaker. Just put the speaker off and speak.
Okay.
Yeah, just speak through the phone. It will be far better.
Hello, Ambassador.
That's better. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from and make your contributions.
Ambassador, my name is Charlie. I'm calling from Botswana.
Okay, my brother, make your contributions.
Very fast, Ambassador Mwamba.
Hello? Oh. Have we lost our brother from Botswana? Oh, he's been holding for a long time. I hope he will call back.
Hello, Amamba. Good evening.
Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
Yes, Amamba, you're speaking to Lisa, calling from the United States.
Lisa, make your contributions.
Yes, Amamba, allow me to call Mr. Lubinda a hypocrite. Mr. Lubinda is the one who organized this convention, and today comes out and start praising the courts. In another way, he was praising Mao Sampa, the culprit. It shouldn't distract the Zambians. We're not in this time of distracting us, Mamamba. We are remaining not even with 3 months, maybe 2 months, to go out there and vote. And it comes with this distraction of praising the courts. Mr. Lubinda shouldn't try to play with us. If Mr. Lubinda was the one who won those elections, was he going to come out and tell us the nonsense he brought up today in his press conference? We are not children, Mr. Mwamba. I'm urging the Zambians. Zambians, you are the opposition. In 2018, when Congo went to election, there were 21 candidates. Zambians, we can do better. Can we unite ourselves in our households and go out on the 13th of August and vote for the right person, which is Makebi Zulu? No one should distract us, Mbaba Mwamba. We are not in time of unity. Time of unity with the parties, it's gone. They don't want to unite. Let the people unite. Because I believe the Zambians are united. Can you go in your household and unite yourself? Come out on the 13th of August and vote for MZ8. And that's all, Lamamba. Mr. Lubinda should stop it. He should stop it. If he was the one who won those elections, he was not going to come out today. He was not going to do that press conference. Don't play with us. Don't play with the Zambians. You are there, comfortable, and the Zambians are suffering. And you're coming here to praise the courts, which means you are praising Mao Sampa, who has brought us to this point. Zambians, let's go out on the 13th of August. Let's go and vote for the right person, who is Makebi Zulu.
and take out these useless governments. Thank you, Mr. Mwamba. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, caller. You use the word useless. I think let's moderate language, my dear sister. Thank you. I know emotions are high, but let's moderate the language. Thank you. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from and make your contributions.
Hello, Mwamba, nameless here.
Yes, nameless. Make your contributions.
Yes, Bamwamba, I think I'm with everybody. I'm with everybody, and I'm so disappointed, more than disappointed. Bamwamba mletu kama pamukoshi, we are tired. For how long, Bamwamba? You are making us cry. For how long? You know, Bamwamba, let me tell you something. Yesterday I said, this is the storm. The storm I did mention last night, which was about to crash, and for sure it has crashed. You as a party, you had been crying for the convention to take place for ages. Yeah, and I do recall very much Mr. Lubinda with his words, rushing it, saying he was fed up of holding on, and therefore he could have called this in about 4 days' time. He was going to hold the meeting. But what I have learned from him, from his speech, is contrary to the whole scenario, Bamwamba. Bamwamba, there are so many questions to ask. The first question I'm going to ask, why has Luvinda waited until now to come out and talk after 20 days? Where was he? He's a leader. He could have come out the following day after the convention if he had any doubt. It's clear, Bamwamba, they don't want Bamakedi. They don't want him. You know, we have to be honest to ourselves. You know, Zambians are not stupid. We can't be fooled in this way. Balubinda should retire. He's a tired man. He should retire, Balubinda. We are tired of him. He's been criticized for so long, and people protected him. We can't. He has come out. He has shown his true picture. Bamwamba, we are tired. Thank you so much. I end here.
Thank you, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
Hello, Bamwamba. Mwawombe nukwai.
Endita.
Mkwai anonymous.
Anonymous, make your contributions. Mkwai.
Lefa mipshiko since Parliament tabalipo. Ndimo kuti mwanja sukako. I observed one thing during that presser. I wanted to ask a question. Usheni liya kwali by election kuchawama. Usheni shi PF tali mkoti.
Yali mkoti.
Yali mkoti. Na mumukushi mwaba Lubinda. Mwali skafu ya PF tevyo.
Mkwai.
So now, what did he mean today? Na mwana ineshifuwe na skafu. I heard something like that. Elo shifuwe na skafu. Pantufia kukoti. What did he mean? We are PF. So, which people washamwe? Tawafule skafu. Pantufia kukoti. No matafia kukoti then. What is it trying to insinuate? Thank you.
Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from and give us your contributions.
Ambassador Mwamba, good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, my name is Charlie, Ambassador. I'm calling from Botswana.
Charlie from Botswana, make your contributions.
I just want to make quick contributions. But Ambassador, you have got a very big job. That's what I would want to say, because it appears to be a great mess going on in PF and in the opposition in general. And a person like yourself who has got immense experience, I think a lot of people are looking up to see how you can help Zambians. I mean Zambians in general. I'm not talking about maybe a political party, but I'm just talking in general. What Mr. Rubin Lubinda did today is extremely unacceptable because it just demonstrates the level of self-interest that appears to be, inherent in Zambian politics. It was clear that it was about his person. We need to move beyond that. So my call to you is to see how can you help to unite people, which you're already doing in your own way. You are really helping in your own way. So we just need now the way forward. It is apparent that a lot of people have self-interest. A lot of people within particularly patriotic front leaders. And in a sense, it also just shows us the old guard. Let me use the word the old guard. The old guard appear to really be too much of self-interest. There is no direction, particularly from the old guard. Where we expect unity, where you expect conciliation, we are getting the opposite. So my clarion call is to a person like yourself who has been there. You worked under Dr. Frederick Chiluba, a great politician of all time in Zambia, really, for me, and a great patriot. You learned a lot from him. You can help because in all this, you at least you appear like there's no self-interest in you, in whatever is going on. So I believe you are the best person who can help to coordinate whatever is happening to make sure that at the end of the day we can salvage something. Because what's going to come after after these elections is going to be worse. And everyone is oblivious of that. They appear to be just so much focused on self-interest and they are forgetting the big picture.
Thank you. Thank you very much, my brother from Botswana. We've got another caller. Caller, please tell us your name and where you're calling us from and give us your contributions.
Hi, Ambassador Mwamba. This is Queen Pumi from California.
Queen Pumi, my co-host. Make your contribution, my dear sister.
Oh, thank you, Ambassador. It's a tough one. It's like, landmines everywhere. But reacting to Lubinda's conference, I'm just sitting there and thinking that do we have these people, the senior members, senior politicians, do they really care about the 21 million Zambians who are living in abject poverty? Or they just think of themselves and that title on their head? I don't want to be disrespectful, but I'm speaking to all these leaders who have an opportunity to change the trajectory of Zambia, to pull Zambia out of poverty, because we have the resources. We have the resources, we have what it takes to take 21 million people out of poverty. But with the leadership is where we are lacking. We have people who are all about I. Lubinda, it takes you 20 days to react. Then from there, you petition the election that you organized and appointed everyone in the central committee. The results come out, you petition them. I mean, the writing was on the wall. At EMV show, the results were here every day. When we did the opinion polls on EMV, Makebi was leading the charts. So how do they expect to win? Because even in the opinion polls, they were not winning. I think Lubinda, what he said, even if he's preaching unity, but what he said kind of dilutes everything. He supported the judgment. How do we support a bad judgment? How do you see it? Because for whatever reason, we should all support a bad judgment. Where is Chavinga, Ngona, and Mao Sampa? Because the Chavinga claims to be the president and is in alliance with UPND. So is Balubinda okay with the PF, the legal PF going to be in alliance with the UPND? And lastly, is like, how do you expect President-elect Makebi Zulu to embrace you after you are questioning the election which you organized? I think, Balubinda, you need to introspect seriously. You should be now a statesman or whatever, the elders of PF, to give advice to young people instead of Mwaikoba Mwebeni. And also my advice is use presidential aides or writers to write your script, because nowadays with this social media, everything you say is a permanent record. So warning to Amakebi, please, we don't want the situation here. Mark your territory, and these people who despise you, do not bring them close, because they will be your downfall. I submit. Thank you.
There are so many calls, but I have to end the program. I'll take the last 3 calls. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
Hello, my Kalashani Mwamba Wesu.
Endita Mawe Balishani.
From East London, South Africa.
Make your contribution, my dear sister.
Yes, I just want to say something about Balubinda. Balubinda, it disappoints me because na school convention if choosing we know not if you're choosing if you're chan, but no balanda if shall no kuba. So Balubinda is not a good man, to be honest. Then Zambia even mess like this. So abantu tabakwire balolesha kulishintungulisha kwebati tashakwata the election. If we not walusa fyo Makebi Zulu tukaba mu problem wikulu. So abana Zambia okwire bale mona pali ababakantire aba intungulushi, because abantu tabalipo Balubinda pa ground. Basamba tabalipo pa ground. Kuti bakwashani nomba ukulafaya ukulaleta ama confusion kusherete only tusherete na 3 months ba Mwamba Wesu. So Balubinda echo peti abakanisha no itete ba support ngana, because takwadi abale ba support Balubinda tabale umfika pono kufika na bena sapa tabale umfika nombe echikulo echo benga kani nati ukulanda tungula Zambia azi ngofo balanda cho bashire tungulu shinchi shiba Mwamba Wesu. Aho Balubinda bali patching the disappoint, because you abachilanda epi abamu mutima wa Balubinda ba mausa pa nani winga pota ba mausa pa lelo balande epi malo balande aho bela to angasha lelo ila fepo wa Makebi Zulu bese balande efo ofo tifile to achita. Thank
you very much. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you're calling us from and make your contributions.
Good evening. Stay anonymous.
Anonymous, make your contribution.
I want to comment on Mr. Mao Sampa and his new whatever appointment. Mr. Sampa is not someone that people should even waste time trying to trust. When he purportedly reconciled with the late ECL, I'm one of those who took it at a pinch of salt. I think he cannot be trusted, and he has just proven me right, unfortunately. He has gone back to do this. He just wormed his way back in to get people's confidence, and he was still getting intel just so that he could carry out whatever plan he had from the beginning. Those of you close to him should investigate that man's thinking properly. He seems to carry certain bitterness for the fact that he was not chosen to take over the party when Michael Sata passed away. He feels that party is a family party and he was supposed to take over. That's why he left PF in the first place when he did not win the election as PF president. He went to make that Democratic Front, failed in his alliances, came back. Trust me, if anybody wants to reconcile with Mr. Sampa. Let them do so. You can reconcile, you can forgive someone, but doesn't mean you have to take them back into your confidence and right into your bedroom and expose everything to them once more. He is going to be the next person who is going to change the party, the name of a party that he did not even found, like that other politician we know. So let Mr. Sampa be with the people he thinks is popular, because even if you want to forgive him and take him back, why is he associating with people who were mentioned in that AI video of the 23 missed calls and all that in South Africa happening? Just the fact that he appoints such a person as his vice national, I don't know, it's supposed to be chairperson or chairman, whatever she's calling herself. How, if you want to forgive someone, how can you trust a person like that? So that one should be left alone to his distraction, which is definitely coming and not too far into the future. Let him be. Let the rest of us who are real PF at heart, we'll find another way of finding ourselves on that ballot, and then when we can take back the party from evil people like that man. Sorry to use that word, but Mr. Sampa should just be forgotten and should not even be tolerated by anybody. So Mr. Lubinda, to say he wants to mediate with who? You cannot mediate with a person like that, like Mbappe. You can't. That one is beyond anybody today. Just let him be and just focus on how we are going to deliver the people of Zambia from this suffering we are in. So I think Mr. Lubinda also has missed the mark. But then again, I'm not so surprised, because when he was being interviewed prior to the conference, when he was asked if he would accept and support someone else winning, he was very hesitant, and yet we're always talking about unity. So it's like, for some people, unity will only happen if it's them who are leading, who are in power, who are at the helm. Because unfortunately, people know that right now, majority of Zambian people are not happy, and they're very much ready to vote this government out. So it's like whoever will be picked as a candidate for the opposition is definitely going to win. So now everyone is greedy and thinking it has to be me. So unity only makes sense if it's me who's leading, who's going to be president. And that greed is what we don't need. So this process, as much as it may be bad and shocking to many people, is just fishing out the bad elements. So that's my contribution. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from, and give us your contribution.
Mr. Mamba, how are you? I'm Anonymous from US.
Anonymous, make your contributions.
First, you are Mamba, Dr. Punch to your Kalambasana. Sometimes, to Mfano, Vina Mambo, criticize same one to me, a fish out of Maviki Pam, to Mfobamba no Kumita attack because Mlebe fishing. Amwamba, Yamufatula Balanda, Judas Cariot. They are wanted to Lemonaba. Bakandile, abafuti mwafi bena baleria na lupwa lwabo bale mfwa bwenu. Abantu bali sevingere bali muri Edgar Lungu muri basanta. Bali lire. Bali ino shitata watontonganya po abantu bayitontonganya fuka wene beka. Ayamashwele fuma kuli basampale fuma kuli ba Lubinda. Chansoni sana. Ero nani ba Lubinda bena lwakire sana omuchishi zate chitekera tu ba Lubinda. Abantu bangesa pansi nokusala ndefinti ya msango fiti. So ine kuli inefye tulero mba monsabena Zambia abachitikira muri PF echefe twikatani ya behind makebizuru atotera mamba.
Thank you very much, family. We need to go. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from, and tell us your contributions.
Good evening, Ambassador. Where na chikoserishi kubantu nibamukonja ambassador ndifo koseresha kofi abantu ati abengi mweba monokweba choma kebzulu basarwa pali ku president wa no name party tekweba ti tapa befitike filifionse nama offices yabo no name party actually yale bomba na structures yonse bachiri bale atandalira noko ya chita organize so bamwamba ndero mbako tumwachitako host bachandaka bwaze coordinator bako bati abantu abengi nimbona abantu abengi balishalira sana bamona fe kwatimba makebzulu after kwabo kubasara ebe tapali ifishonse na offices tayamba boko bomba nangu kwatimbo bamwambaze public secretary kwachitakuba mu office so abali background bachandaka bwe bamwamba ndemiromba okutumwa basitahosti apa basaperako inside baperako abena Zambia ikikoseresho pako bati bayishikuko bati bamakepzuru kutungurushi bwabo walya mboko bombakali bantu abengi ngo mukulanda abantu pama platform balepera ekirwa kyawo ninshi bamakepzuru kyekibapangira ko press conference na unabapanga press conference barubinda nga bachiisa na bamosa mpanga bachiisa so kina kimwa ba ambassador since the Philippine government abachandaka kwazi national coordinator wesheni amaka yonse mubashite hose pamweso apa pamona ba mukanjira baramoneka koromba nje kwaisha sana bachandaka we abali mu nchende mu grassroots tumwaisho kwa ishoko bareberere ngata kuri network na mukirishani mwabapanga basapera abantu village dika epo bwantayishwa bamakepzuru azerika baffe bali ekitamu katika butungurushu bwabo na imwe bonse ba committee because abengi bamwene fe kwatiri mbi mwali kalafe after okusala bamakepzuru ngefe abantu balepo okubatisareni lika so ndekoseresha ko fe abantu bakira twalepo aisha tisareni lika pamyaka yonse ya tutakolesa ali suminisha okupitira kuli ababene barubinda bantu barubinda bakana sumi.
Let me get the last caller. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
Thank you very much, Honorable Ambassador. I want to appreciate the privilege you've accorded me, and I want to appreciate the work that you do. I have one thing to say. I think the issue for Honorable Ruvinda has been well articulated by callers. Now, one thing that I want to mention is that leaders, when you are put into these positions where you are, it is a privilege. Okay? There are people that are even more knowledgeable, who are seated, who are quiet, who don't even join the political parties. But they are watching and they are not privileged to get there. Now, the problem that we have here is that when a leader is leading people, he's carrying the people, let's go. Honorable Ruvinda was leading the people. At a certain point, he decided to say, let's have a conversion. And when that conversion went on, whatever results, as a good leader, he's supposed to respect and make sure the outcome is respected by everybody. But the way he's behaving like he's not happy of what is the outcome. And that's not leadership, because a leader doesn't lose. When you're a good leader, you will never lose. Even when you have not been elected, you find a way where you gain your position to say, I did this and I've become a leader. But now, all in all, Honorable Mamba, here is about the wind that is blowing, the wind that is blowing to change. It's not about Makebi, it's not about all these people that are in leadership. There's a wind that is blowing, and I want to urge Zambians. I was talking to one person outside Zambia this afternoon who said, we are waiting for Zambia to see where are you going to settle what you have to change. Is it a new wind that is blowing? So this is a privilege that all Zambians have been given. Zambians, I urge you, Zambians, there are countries that are looking forward to see how you are going to respond to the change that is growing. There is a change that is growing in countries currently. Look for a person that will suit the change that is growing, and let's go for that. Purpose of unity we are talking about is a challenge, because look at the period that is remaining. We are remaining very few months to go to election. And when we talk of uniting, there's a lot of things that are involved to unite. You see, if you don't do it correctly, these are going to be the results where people will come with their motives just to enrich themselves. The purpose of unity will not be there. So it's important to identify, Zambians identify who is the right person to suit the wind that is blowing in the countries today. I submit. Thank you very much.
Thank you. caller, we are closing now. Tell us your name and where you're calling us from, and let's end the program. Thank you for your calls. There are so many calls. I know you want to speak, but give us your contribution.
I'm James calling from Zambia.
James, make your contributions. Yes.
With me, my contribution is Kamatimukonke Sana, press conference here about Mausamba. He said PF will definitely be on the ballot, but he didn't mention the flag bearer. I'm fine. Then Valuminda, he has commented after press conference here about Mausamba, saying that PF has been given back. All along, he didn't comment. With me, when I link the two, it appears like Mausamba, whatever will be Valuminda, as flag bearer, I have a PF. Number, each Shupa Chakurati. This, they have been taken to court. So knowing that Ingham court, so which means PF won't be on the ballot. That's why Mr. Luwinda is coming to say, let me just mediate between Mausamba and the group Yama KP.
I'm quiet.
So, Appa is playing it two folds Valuminda. He knows Nangwala Pere about Sampa wouldn't stand on the PF because it would be, the court issues would drag on. I think that's what my instinct is telling you about.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Sorry, callers, you keep on calling us. Many people can hear in the background. There is still a call. Every call, there is a call every minute behind. But sorry, we have to go. We've given it our best shot. I gave you 4 topics. All of you chose to discuss one of the topics, which was Honorable Given Luwinda's press conference. And I understand the day an elephant dies in the village, everyone will discuss the death of the elephant. Honorable Given Luwinda has been quiet the last 20 days since the conference that was held by the party that elected Makebi Zulu as leader and flag bearer. He becomes successor to Honorable Given Luwinda, to the late President Edgar Lungu, and to the late President Michael Sata. And as you could see the consternation from many callers, they didn't feel that Honorable Given Luwinda accepted the results. They didn't feel that he congratulated the winner. He dwelt on the issues affecting the elections, where he tried to disown the process that it was done by an election manager and by the electoral reform, by the electoral commission. For me, what I saw is a good speech, a written speech, but those barbs and attacks that were off cuff probably enraged the callers. And I see this, many presidents, many leaders make mistakes when they depart from a written speech. A written speech is an outcome document of many consensuses, sometimes opinions of advisors and friends. But when the leader leaves the speech, he bears his heart. And usually that's where sometimes things go better, because sometimes written speeches are not good, or go worse. Sometimes a written speech was trying to assess the mood of the audience and therefore capture the audience and protect the leaders from his personal feelings. So that's what I saw in that speech. He has that Honorable Luwinda had a wonderful written speech, and he wanted to bring many elements. But every time he put that speech down and he spoke to the audience unguarded, that's where you saw many attacks. And I think this is where you are seeing a lot of callers expressing disappointment. But my overall picture is that he wants the Patriotic Front united, all factions in the Patriotic Front, whether it is Mao Sampa, whether it's Makebi Zulu, whether it's his own faction. Number 2, he says, let us not humiliate the vanquished. Yes, they've lost elections, but don't punish their followers. Don't disrespect Honorable Luwinda. Honorable Chimbaka Mbwili, Honorable Grayford Monde, Honorable, for example, Chandaka Totowe. Do not humiliate the vanquished. I think that was respect them, and so that you do not incite reactions. And I think that we saw how Maul Sampa seems in his entire press conference to be reacting to attacks that he received, after his first attack of the conference. So Honorable Luwinda called for respect. Number 3, he called for the people that lost that election of grievances, and they put up a 16-point complaint, and he wishes that 16 complaint was heard. It was reviewed, dismissed, but Honorable Luwinda says no, we were not heard. According to the standards of justice, where maybe they should have been heard besides the 16-point complaint and then attended to. But he has still called for the new leadership, which is Makebi Zulu, to embrace them and hear what their issues are as they move forward. He has offered to mediate between Maul Sampa and Makebi Zulu, a thing many callers have rejected because they are doubting the loyalty and confidence of Honorable Maul Sampa. In the past, he seems to be quick to break his own agreement. In fact, Honorable Given Luwinda spoke to the issue that Maul Sampa agreed with us, signed a consent, he should honor those agreements, even if the court has ruled otherwise. And his commitment was that he will restore the PF the way they had agreed with the late president. So, thank you all for listening, and thank you for your assessment. My view, like I stated, is that the PF, in my view, they should keep the petition in court for the various issues. We can't trust President Michael, or we can't trust President Hakainde Hichilema and his process. We cannot trust the judgment that Maul Sampa has gotten because it has other beneficiaries who we can't control, such as Morgan Ingona and Robert Chavinga. They are beneficiaries of this judgment that is affirming that the conference that was held on 24th October 2023 was okay. So for those reasons, for me, I still think that the appeal by the PF must be kept in court soon or later to be resolved. The matters that are happening on 14th and 15th, for me, still is just a matter between Maul Sampa and Morgan Ingona. But the major judgment, still the beneficiaries is Morgan Ingona and Robert Chavinga. And I understand your pain. One caller says, I'm gagging you. No, it's not my intention to gag you. I provide guidance. I provide counsel. And I called for the respect of Honorable Given Luwinda. But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't air your views. And I allowed you to air your views. I think that's what makes this platform great. So God bless you. We'll see you probably on Friday. There are so many things happening. You'll be having these many broadcasts, sometimes at the same time. The goodness with Facebook is you can watch this and migrate and watch another later, because Facebook at least saves them for 30 days. So God bless you. We'll see you later.
We want change. We want change. We want change. We want change. We want to change.
The sound magician. Wi-Fi on the beat, boy.
Mukesa tupangira kwemisebo wali mipele nevoti ati mukesa tupangira kwemisebo nimwe wamwatile mukesa tukulira nechipatala ifwe nimwe wamwatile mukesa tukulira na masukulu kuno ukutula potwa misalila ifwe mwalitula baona lebo imisebwala yalyonaika ichipatala takwaba kuno abana besu basambilila mufimuti fyamango bana mayo mapapila mung'ande zipatala takwaba kuno imisepila chose malofwa bapepa fye bange famalelilo mufunda tawafika nembuto tashafika ukutula potwa misalila ifwe mwalitula baona lebo nombalelo mwabwela imwe mulefwa yatumivotere tatwakupele votinga tawabombae tatwakupele votinga tawabombae tawalimone votinga tawabombae tawalimone votinga tawabombae bantuno mwaka kuyabebele twanakanemwe mwachilamo bufi kuyabebele akomwelele numa kuyabebele mwachilamo bufi uno mwaka tulefa yabakutubombera notya bakwisa kuno mukuzembereka mukutwibira mano nga twabavotera abaya nangu mwatupele ndalama tulepo katatwa mivotere nidonti kubeba lwapoka walya nidonti kubeba lwapoka walya ababina chimwe na mwekole uko bafuma balilaba bayikutapiza balaboko bafuma bayikutapai balabati bakabwela